Listen, hey, everybody, welcome aboard. Okay, we about to get on this train. Today we got trending topics. Happy, what's today? Wednesday. Okay, I had to get my days right. Happy Wednesday. Well, who's in the building on tonight for the topics here? Who are we? I'm going to talk about on this train ride. I'm Shaq. Okay, Shaq said, "Listen, I know I did my wife dirty. Okay, Shaunie, when we was together, it was all me, not her. You know what I can't understand? Why does it take these men to go sniffing at the grass on the other side of the fence to realize that the grass is not greener? We'll get into it. I don't get it. So we also got Nene Leaks on the docket here today. Well, people, Brandy Glanville from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she's been hitting around that she's going to come back, and she was on the outs. She was on the Castaway Island of the Housewives. She was out there. Okay, they didn't want her back, and now all of a sudden, perhaps she's coming back. And so when a tweet went out, somebody tweeted, "Well, we giving grace to all of these people. What about Nene?" Okay, and Nene didn't say anything. She just kind of retweeted it. We're going to talk about it. Okay, grace for Nene to come back to RHOA. And listen, do you think Wendy Williams will make a comeback in 2023? I don't know. And then we got Amy and TJ, okay, from Good Morning America 3. Those two are thick as thieves. They are still hanging out together. They was together for Christmas. We got to talk. And then if we have time, we're going to talk about Diddy's baby love, okay? Little baby love. That thing is gorgeous, okay? Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. But should Diddy be having children at this time in his life? I don't know, but we're going to talk about it. So let's bring our friends into the building and listen as y'all come in. If y'all want to get on this train, all it takes is a like button. Hit the like button, okay? Hit the like button, and that is your ticket on the train. Oh, before I bring the friends in, let me say this. Last night, the train got derailed. I tried to steer it back on track, okay? People jumped off the train. It happens sometimes. Somebody said they just laid on the tracks, and was like, whatever, run me over, because y'all wilding out. Yes, get your ticket, choo, okay? Get your ticket. Shaq is giving, I don't want to die. Come on, Fifi. Come on, Fifi. You always come through with the facts and the truth. That's what he's giving us, right? But he a day late and a dollar short, but we're going to get into it, okay? Lisa, we had a good time last night. And Lisa, you know how it is. Sometimes we be in a car on a train solo. Everybody abandoned us, but it's okay, all right? So we just want to say, if you get on the train, be ready for the wild ride, okay? Because sometimes it gets shaky. You got to hold on tight. But let's go. Let me bring the friends in the building. I see you, Naughty. Hey, E.
Hey, Diva. Hey,
You got
Chad.
your ticket?
Oh, yes. Whoop, whoop. All aboard.
All aboard. All right, now. All right, Robin. Hey. Do you have your ticket for this train ride?
Ticket been punched.
Okay, you're been punched. I know that's right. Come on. Oh, come on, Fifi. Buckle up, people. Buckle up. Okay, it's about to go down. Chef Cab, you in the building. You got your ticket?
Hey, what's going on? Got my ticket, first class, front row
Oh,
and center.
Ooh, oh, you pay extra for your
you want to
ticket.
get
I
Stella,
ain't
huh?
mad at you, okay? He said he in first class. All right. I ain't mad. Hey, Naughty.
Ooh, hey panel, choo choo. Let's get it. Let's go.
Hey, Naughty.
Okay. Plum said I'm on the train for the ride. Buckle up. Whoop. Come on now. Uh-oh. Juanita, you got your ticket?
I got my ticket, but I'm gonna be peeping from the caboose after last night. I may move up to first class a little later, but I gotta see how this train gonna ride.
You gotta see what's going down. I hear you. I ain't mad at you. All right now, Emmanuel, do you have your ticket?
Yes, hello everybody. How's everyone doing?
Hey,
Hey,
hey.
hey. All aboard. We're about to let the last passenger on, and then we about to pull out the station. Hold on 1 second. Dr. Love, do you have your ticket?
Yes, I do.
Woo, woo, choo,
Yes.
So listen, guys, the station, we about to pull out. Hold on tight and let's get into this. You know what? We're starting out with Shaq, right? Because he was married to Shaunie for a long time. They have a beautiful children together, okay? And he all of a sudden, unfortunately, they got divorced, right? They got divorced, and there was a lot of rumors around their divorce. It was rumors that Shaunie was with the trainer. It was rumors that Shaq was just a cheater. It was a lot going down, right? But Shaq finally wants to come out and clear the air and said, listen, it was not Shawnee. It was all me. I was a dog. I was
Exactly.
disgusting. I was terrible.
Exactly.
I was not a good husband in the marriage. And
Right.
so now he done did her so dirty that she went and found her man of the cloth, okay? She
That's
wasn't messing with no more of these fools. She got her man that, believes in God, a pastor, one that speaks from the pulpit because she doesn't want to get done dirty again. But what I don't understand is why does it take these men to, after they mess around, after they lose a good thing, then all of a sudden they get an aha moment. It's an aha moment. Oh, I had a good woman and I lost her. Martell Holt, same thing. Had a good woman and I lost her. Why do they not understand that the what did it say that who they have, who they're currently with, is good enough? What is going on? I'm gonna start with you, E. What's up with these men? What is up with Shaq? Now you want to tell us you the one that messed up? Nobody cares, Shaq. It's too late. Shaunie has moved on. She's
right.
remarried.
Well, I don't like Vashandia Nelson. I'm not going to call her Shawnee O'Neal. Her name is Vashandia Nelson. She's a piece of work. But because this is about Shaq and I'm going to keep the train on track, I don't want to give
Okay.
Vashandia too much. How I feel about Shaquille's apology is this. After co-parenting his children in separate homes for over half of their lives, because they got divorced in 2011, and the
Yeah.
oldest one, I think he's 22. So,
Yeah.
this epiphany that he didn't know he had a good thing until it was gone, well, it's a day late and it's a dollar short.
Mhm.
Um, but
Right.
it does take from what I've seen, and I've seen this with my own father as well, it does in some cases take a man suffering loss and seeing the pain and frustration and division he's caused his children to finally
Mm.
build up the courage to apologize. At a certain point, though, it's almost useless because the kids are grown now. The damage is done, and like you said, Diva, Vashandia has remarried. So keep your apology, Shaq. But to answer your question, I think men come to their senses later in life. After their nuts shrivel up, their hairline recedes, and their lip noodle can no longer stand up straight. Once, once once all of the other options fade away and they experience a little back pain, maybe diabetes kick in, and they no, no,
Gain
no.
about 50 pounds.
There you go. They gain about 50 pounds. They can't wear their old shoes and their old clothes anymore.
Start to get
Um,
dementia.
yeah, they want
Can't keep up with the young tenderonis no more.
come on,
Come
but
on.
Well,
they
That comes with what he said, the limp noodle.
they they want a live-in chef, a live-in nurse, and a live-in maid. And 22-year-olds are not signing up to take on no broken down player. I don't care what Kevin Samuel
Never.
told you. And so, ladies, if you're in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, you better not do it either. If he didn't want you back then, you stay away from him later on because it's up to him to figure it out. Get on your Medicaid and get your in-home nurse aid, and that's it.
Sign up for AARP, okay?
okay, E has spoken. Robin, what do you think about Shaq?
I
Are
had
you
to
there,
unmute.
Robin?
Yeah, I had to unmute. I was
Okay, no
hollering.
problem.
Well, I think Shaq is a victim of his own greed and
Mm-hmm.
access. He's just, people, he's greedy. He's greedy. He was able to do, what did Chris Rock say? A man is only as faithful as his options. And
Mm.
Mm.
so long
Mm.
as he has the options, he's going to take them. And he did. I will say, though, that I saw two different times. I saw Shaq right after this whole Ime Udoka thing broke. And then another time when Shaq was very somber and contrite in his confession about having really messed up in the relationship. And who is it who said that he don't want to die alone? That might
He
be
did.
right. See, I mean, he said that it's horrible to go home to an empty house.
Yeah.
Mm.
And he said that he didn't like the fact that he was going home to an empty house.
A
And he
big
said that
empty
he had
house. He said, big empty house.
exactly. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that Shaunie was a good woman. She was a good
Mm-hmm.
wife. And he
Yes,
did
she
things
was.
he messed up. So we
Mm-hmm.
know again, it's greed and access and options.
Greed, access,
Mm-hmm.
and options. Oh my. Okay. All right now. So right now, I'm getting the idea that nobody's feeling for Shaq. Juanita, what about Shaq?
I like him though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as the old saying go, and this is for Shaq and Martell, as the old song say, you don't miss your water till your well run dry.
And Kevin
Mm.
and Kevin too.
Oh
Don't leave
yeah,
out Kevin.
right. And so all of them were just greedy, whorish, and all of the above. And then when they realized that they were old and decrepit, then they started getting lonely. And one thing about a man, they hate to see their ex prosper.
Come
Right.
on.
Right.
Okay,
I mean, tell the
Shaunie's
truth
got
and shame the devil.
Come
right, and
on.
Shaunie's got a new man, and she's moved on with her life. I'm sure Melanie has her somebody, and she's moving on. All the women who are moving on, and they can't stand to see it because it's like my ex-husband told me I couldn't make it without him,
Oh,
and I told him I could show you better than I could tell you.
Mm.
And
right.
I raised two single daughters, and they're doing well. And I was doing well, and I'm on my second marriage. And honey, I am enjoying my life.
Well, praise the Lord and amen. Okay, Juanita has spoken. All right. Snotty
Right.
Love, what about Shaq?
80/20 rule crisis. Okay. They always want to go with the 80 in the moment. Okay. Thinking okay. That's exactly what he's getting. Why did I get married? All right. They never appreciate the good woman while she's there. They use her up. But I think
Right.
it's a
Mm.
matter of they think that they never gonna leave. They think
Yes,
they don't
yes.
they think they have enough power, money, and I got enough
Mm-hmm.
kids with her to lock her
Mm-hmm.
down. She gonna accept me Okay. doing whatever
Bye.
That's
I
right.
want, and it flipped on them. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
because the glow
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
up is real. The glow up
Exactly.
is real after you deal with a man like Shaquille O'Neal, who is a habitual cheater. Okay. Um, but now he getting old and cramped up because he was going for the young tenderonis. He tried to trade her in for the younger model.
Mm-hmm.
And he realized, oh my God, they only here for my money and to
Mm.
come up. And I
Exactly.
actually had genuine love that did not care about my money. All she wanted me to do was be faithful. Isn't
Right.
Mm-hmm.
that such a small check to cash compared to having to take care of all these HOEs out in the street that don't care about you?
That
Mm-hmm.
part.
Right.
That part. So
Well,
I just think, regret is rearing its ugly head, just like when Mom said.
Child, regret
Regret
is
is
rearing
airing
his
it,
ugly head.
but they don't never appreciate the good quality woman they had
Mm-mm.
until she
Mm-mm.
gone and is no return.
that's it.
So
Mm.
whatever he
That's
get
it.
is whatever he get. He gonna have to lay in it, and we gonna have. But
Yes.
you know what? I like Shaq. He from North. I'm from Jersey. He's hilarious, but he was a horrible husband. That's
Yes,
what
he
I'm
was.
saying.
That part right there. We like him. We like him. We
Yes.
don't have a
Mm-hmm.
problem. We like him, but you messed up, bro. We got to tell the truth over here. Paige, thank you for the super chat. And those young girls don't know the signs of
Ooh. They'll leave them laying there.
For their
Tip out,
money, they
tip out
so
the
will.
Paige,
hotel
I
room and
wasn't
leave them.
ready, Paige. I wasn't ready. Don't know the signs of a stroke or a heart attack. Oh, well, watch them stroke at the
They'll get they'll get scared and tip out the room and leave them there.
They getting their
looking
money.
baffled. I'm
Oh
trying to
yeah,
tell
with
you.
the money.
Listen, Paige, we gotta tell the truth and save the devil. You are 100% correct. They don't have a clue. A clue. But that's what you wanted. That's what you wanted. You wanted the PYT. You wanted a PYT, and that's what you got. Chef
So
Kev,
true.
you're in the building. You represented the men on the panel tonight. What about that?
Young tenderoni, okay?
Wow. How you doing, ladies? The way I look at it is like this. First of all, excuse my throat. From what I do, I don't know why any NBA player would get married before 30. I've been backstage. I've seen the women. I don't see how. You know what I mean? And I don't see why a woman would marry an NBA player unless it's just for the money, because I don't see too many being faithful with the options that they have. With that being said, it's not the fact that he just misses her. I think that was the cockiness of I'm Shaq and I can replace you. You can find another pretty woman, fine, sexy, do what you want in bed, but the person inside you can never replace.
Thank
That's
you.
right.
That's real.
So
That's
it's
real.
not like, I think a lot of times I had never heard people say this, like, you know what? I had a house before. If I did it one time, I could do it again. I had this car before. If I did it one time, I could do it again. But replacing a person is a whole different ballgame. And it's for men and women too. Don't get it twisted. Sometimes you sit there and you go, yeah, he wasn't all that and this, that, and the third. My mom always said there's something that comes with fine. You want fine costs a lot of money. And a lot of times when you strip a person down, when you think about it, as we get older, what do we miss? Those intimate moments. Like if you listen to Shaunie talk about the dude, when she was talking about it when they got engaged, and she said he makes me laugh. You know what I mean? Those are intimate moments that Shaq wish he did have.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you can't replace those intimate moments. I don't care how your relationship ended. Everyone has somebody where you remember that time laying in bed, or when we used to sneak up and eating the kids would sleep. Those little intimate moments are hard to replace, and you got to have the right person. You got to have the right person. What's that sister name? I think her name is Ellen. I can't remember her last name. She has a song called Naked, and it's talking about being yourself. And a lot of us can't do that with just anyone. So it's the sex and the money and that's all good and whatever, but he can't replace those moments.
That chemistry.
And yeah, you can't replace that. And a lot of times people think it's easy. Oh, I got you. I get another one. And he realized he didn't. And I think that's what he realized was how much money he got. Because he can get a young tenderoni, trust me. He worth over 400 million. There's trust me, having sex or whatever, if it was late, he could find somebody to play with. But to have that person, he can't pay for that personality. You can't buy that. That's authentic.
Right.
That person, he gonna get is a yes girl. Not that woman that say no, stop. You know your sugar high.
Like you better stop playing with me, boy.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know your sugar high. You can't be eating that.
You know what I mean? Like somebody
that person who that person that sits down on the menu when you sit down at the table, and she can order your drink in your first course because she know what you need to have and what you're going to have.
True love.
We don't have that. Yeah, and that's the whole deal. And so a lot of times we take that for granted. And that's the thing we miss the most, because you can't replace that. No way, shape, form, or fashion. You could take out all the stuff. Those moments you can't replace. And I think that's what he's missing. Like he's realizing all the money he got is not going to do anything. And then she went out and did her own company, started making her own money. Because from what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think the pastor comes from money. I don't think he had money like that.
Yeah, but Shaunie she loved Shaq for Shaq before the fame, before the money. Like it didn't matter how much money he had in the bank, she was gonna ride for him regardless until he started disrespecting her.
Right.
And that's the point though. He can't find that authentic person because It's
That
like
true
this.
love.
Somebody that rocks with you when you catching the bus is definitely going to rock with you when you riding the Escalade. But
Right.
there's
Exactly.
people who won't mess with you
Mm.
while you're on that bus and only talk to you when you got the Escalade.
Those little
Exactly.
So
tenderonis.
yeah, so you're really not going to get when you get these artificial garden tools, you get artificial. That's what you get artificial. He
Right.
had was all natural,
That break and
artificially
everything
flavored,
else.
may
The
taste
build a
like it,
body
but it's
girls.
not good for you. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Mhm.
And so that's where he's at right now. So I think like a lot of men, a lot of women do it too. I think everybody does it. At some point, you take somebody for granted,
Right.
Mhm.
and you think you can replace that person.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Choo
And
choo.
it's like you can replace the skin. It's hard to replace a personality. Her
Yes,
Right.
yes. Come
personality,
on, talk
whatever
about it.
connection they had, that
Mhm.
personality, that person you could sit down and talk to and tell them anything.
Right.
Those
No
those
judgment.
days in bed when you sit there and you say, and y'all sit down and talk about people when who just left the house. You know he should. You know what I mean? Those funny moments, you
No
can't capture
judgment.
that nowhere.
The
And
well
so,
Mhm.
has run dry.
yeah.
The well
So
Mhm.
has
for
run
him,
dry.
yeah. I mean, if what they say, if you can find a one true love in your life, you know that's a miracle. And you find two, for him to find another one like that, very
Never.
difficult.
Mm-mm. It ain't happening.
Mm-mm.
So yes, you said a mouthful. The song you're talking about is her name is Ella Mai, Naked. I love that
Element.
song. So for anybody
Oh,
never heard of it, go look it up. You speak in
okay.
fact. You can always find another, but are you going to have that authentic, true person?
Right.
You're going to catch the same thing twice. No, you're not. And so Martell Holt, that's what he's finding out too. That you know what,
Mm-hmm.
there is not another male. There,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
maybe there is, but is that person going to get with you? Hold on,
Mm-mm.
Emmanuel, you're in the building. What about Shaq?
All right. Well, when I heard that he kind of regretted the things that he had done, I thought it was good that maybe he could have another opportunity with her. But I forgot she was married.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but
Mo.
now that he recognizes his behavior, I hope that he can have a second chance in love. I know you guys are saying that it might be hard, and of course he'll never get someone like her, but I think that it could be possible that he'll find love again. And I'm gonna take the train off the tracks for just 2 seconds
Oh,
because
shucks. All right,
Uh-oh.
everybody.
I
Well, hold
just
on,
saw.
everybody.
I'm
Put your
Hold
going
on,
to the
seatbelt
everybody.
on.
Go
Hold
ahead
on,
now. Go
hold
ahead
on.
I'm
now.
going to the caboose. I'm
I
moving the
just saw
caboose.
online.
Go ahead now.
Okay, I just saw online that Bill Cosby is saying he's gonna do a comedy tour
Oh Lord.
in 2023. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Well, he's not right in the head, and I'm not trying to be funny. He can't even see. He
Oh.
needs to go sit down somewhere. I'm not. I wouldn't buy a ticket to that show. I wouldn't
Mm-mm.
go if it was free, and
It's
that's
not worth
point
Oh.
it's
blank
not it's
period.
not worth it when it's free. I did that many years
Yeah,
ago.
I wouldn't go if it was free. But thank you for the information, Doctor
Yeah.
Love. You're in the building. What
Yeah.
about Shaq?
Oh my goodness. So Shaq is in my time. He was at the Freaknik with me and the crew. I got pictures with Shaq. I love Shaq. But with Shaq and the rest of them, our main three that has went down, they just did not understand the assignment. And was that you who said something about not marrying an NBA player?
That was Chef.
Maybe with Chef
Chef.
Cav at before 30. He said.
Okay, so Chef Cav, even after 30, before 30, these women, all jokes aside, they know what they signing up for. To me,
Mm.
to me, Shaunie said to him, like the rest of these wives do, don't bring no baby to this house or game is over. And that is what happened with them. Shaq went and came to Cleveland and had that baby with that woman and thought Shaunie was not gonna leave. He Honey, she said game over. And I don't think she even gave it a year and she said game over. So he didn't understand the assignment. Kevin didn't understand the assignment, and neither did Martell. I don't know what it is with these men, but they need to understand. Do not bring no extra. Don't nobody want to be no stepmama. Ain't nobody playing those games. Now they playing other games, but they ain't playing stepmommy games. So to me, that's where Shaq went wrong. And then he was mad as the world act like they was mad as at Shaunie because she set up shop. She had buildings in her mama name. She had buildings in them kids' name. She had a TV show. She was his best friend till she got that TV show. What is it? Oh, what is Basketball
Basketball
Wives?
wives.
Yeah, to keep her money flowing. And of course, he missed all them good times he had in that house with them kids too. Let's not leave out how them 5 funny kids that played basketball and so on and so on. So yeah, too bad, Shaq. Game over. You should have thought about that. Wow, I don't even think she would have took him back. Nobody playing stepmommy, not even Wendy Williams. That's why she doing what she doing. Okay,
Oh,
that's it.
whoop, there it is. Oh, Val, you're in the building. What do you want to add? What about Shaq?
Now I'm gonna say allegedly for your station, but I know what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna say
Okay,
allegedly. When they
okay.
had when they had the All-Star game out there in Vegas, okay.
Mhm.
When Shaq was out here, when he was still married to Shaunie, Shaq was doing all type of women, okay. He didn't have just one woman, he had a couple of them. He was doing one of them in the backside, and she passed out after he went in there, okay.
Ooh,
So
something about
so
her.
so Shaq thought he was slick by, like she say, he was trying not to make a baby. That's why he was going in the booty hole. So he was doing that out here, and he had all them different women lined up. Okay, his bodyguard told it all. Okay, but anyway, he was out here. He been messing up. He know what he was doing. He been messing up and messing up and messing up. And Shani knew when he was messing up, and she kept keeping him in when he was messing up. So he just thought he could just keep on doing it. Come on, let's be truthful. If it wasn't for his money, Shaquille is ugly. Come on, tell the truth, okay? He ugly, okay? He only gets some poutine because of his money. Other than that, if
Right,
it wasn't for his height, his career, and his
right.
money, he wouldn't get no coochie. For real.
He would. He
Oh,
would.
Okay,
I
so
want
wait,
to.
hold on, Irene. Thank you for the
Uh-huh.
super sticker. I truly appreciate it. Now, hold on, Val. Hold on. Now,
Okay.
so here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people say because of the way some people look, and once they have money, if they didn't have that money, they wouldn't get it. Listen, I've known guys in my days that regardless of the looks, they were still getting it.
They have some good.
Um,
They have some good dick. That's
Okay.
true. That's some good dick. Okay. That's some ugly. It's some ugly men got some good dick. I'm just telling you. When it
She
came to
right.
him, when
She
it came to him, I'm telling you. I'm telling you what the girl said. Okay. I'm telling you what the girl
uh-huh,
said. Okay.
uh-huh.
He liked the boom hole because he don't like the make sure he leave no trace or nothing. But they was passing out. Okay. Okay.
I want to add to that because I don't know if you all remember, Corinne Steffens wrote a book and Shaq was in there, and we know that he doesn't have any good eggplant because Corinne said it was small, and she said when he
Ooh,
climbed on top of her, he was very, very sweaty. And
ooh,
so I want to agree with Oval. It's
ooh.
true. It's
Oh
I'm
true.
I'm
my.
I'm telling you, I'm allegedly, I'm gonna keep on protecting your channel. Allegedly, um, the body, because I was, around that time, you know what I'm saying? And one of his bodyguards I was good friends with, he told me he couldn't believe it because he said when Shaq ran up in it, the girl passed out. Okay, so he was
Yeah.
like, he said, I couldn't. I said, was it that big or something? He said, no, it's just that the girl was overwhelmed, da, da, da. But he had them lined up. There was all snow bunnies just lined up. It was just like it was
Ooh.
Easter Sunday. He had Easter Sunday. He had a dozen of eggs Easter Sunday. Okay. Mhm.
Mm. All right, Pretty Me James, thank you for the super chat. Val about to derail the train again with this tea. I'm trying to tell
Well,
you,
I'm just telling the
okay.
truth.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
All right. Woo! Okay. That's all I gotta say. All right. All right. Okay. That's Shaq, guys. Okay. We're moving forward. Okay.
She said
We're
okay three
keeping the
times.
train going. We're keeping the train going. Choo choo.
Okay.
Okay. Choo
Right. Choo
choo.
choo. But she telling the truth.
You
She
tell
I'm
telling
I sure am. I
I'm
wouldn't
that
coming
I
in
wouldn't
motherfucker.
call
smooth
I
now.
wouldn't
I'm
call
moving
your
Okay.
up to
channel.
first class.
I would not call your channel and tell you a lie. I'm telling you what God knows. That's
Listen,
the truth.
listen, Val,
Okay.
I ain't mad at you. I'm trying to keep the train on the track tonight. I ain't mad at
Okay.
you. Thanks for coming
Mhm.
through. Right. Oh, wait, hold on, She's. Attention passengers, we have a delay on this train. We are on Meccy Avenue. Next stop.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. I'm tell you the truth, and that's why. If you think about it, that's why she got so mad at them at Tammy having the gossip about Evelyn sleeping with Shaquille because Shaquille was sleeping with a lot of women. Okay,
Yeah.
and Evelyn probably did give him some coochie too. And
But
like they
but
said, who didn't know that he wasn't cheating?
you
Everybody knew, including Shaunie, knew that he was cheating.
oh yeah,
And
but
and And Shaunie could not bring up his name on the show. That was part of her contract. She could not bring up his name on the show.
Yeah, but
No,
you
that
thought,
I did know. That I did
yeah,
know. She couldn't
Mhm.
talk about him. Yes. All
Yeah.
Now,
right.
Diva,
Yes.
I'm moving from the caboose to the front because I got to see now. It's some
Listen,
action going on
okay,
up in the
we
front.
going to
Val,
the
I'm
next
about to
stop.
ask.
We have got to go to the next stop, and the next stop is Nene Leaks. Okay, so
Okay.
listen, just as a reminder, Nene, she worked on RHOA, okay, Real Housewives of Atlanta. At the
Okay.
time in her heyday, she was the #1 housewife. Period. I'm
Mhm.
not talking just RHOA. I'm
yeah,
talking across the
yeah,
board. You
Okay.
said Nene Leaks'
yeah,
name, you thought of the Real Housewife,
come through.
period. Okay.
Right.
But then
Mhm.
a situation happened. They fell out. She called her boss, Andy Cohen, a racist.
Uh-huh.
She
Yeah.
sued Bravo and
Mm-hmm,
everybody under the sun, okay,
mm-hmm.
saying that they was racist and they had hostile environment over there at Bravo. So
Right.
Okay.
most recently, somebody had tweeted because Brandy, what's the name? Brandy Glanville,
Uh-huh.
it's, they saying that she's possibly going to go back to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So
Okay.
somebody was like, okay, hold on. Y'all
That's
letting other
yeah.
people come back. What about Nene? Can we get some grace for Nene? So
Nuh-uh.
I'm just
Nope.
here to ask the question on the train, okay? The conductor, I'm speaking in my mic now, and I want to know to all the passengers, are we giving Nene grace? Should
Okay.
she come back to RHOA?
No.
Let me know
After
when
she is
let
sued
me know
and
when you
called her
go.
bosses all kind of racist and so forth and so on. I will start at the bottom. Chef Kev, I'm not sure you into this housewives thing, but Nene Leakes, she wants grace. She wants to come back after she done called the boss racist and she sued the company.
Right.
Girl, go so she can do her roll list.
Yeah.
America's a
Chef
great
Kev, are
country.
you there?
Yeah, I said America's a great country. You can cuss your boss out and still apply for the job.
Okay.
Oh wow. Wish that hell. Ooh. Uh, I like to hear what y'all have to say. I'm a
No,
passenger.
no, Chef Kev. Chef Kev, before I go to the next passenger, you have a business. You're running a
Yes.
business. You got an
Yes.
employee. That employee says you're racist. That employee sues you, and now that employee wants to come back. Are
Yeah.
you letting the employee come back?
Oh, oh.
Are you crazy?
There you go. Thanks, Chef Kev. Okay. Oval. Nene wants back in. Should Lanithia, right? Should Lanithia come back?
No. And the reason I'm saying that is because
That's right.
Lanithia, yes, Andy was racist then, and yes, she knew that Andy was racist, and the whole thing was that she was racist too because she thought she was white. Okay, so she tried to play the game. When she didn't do all the game how they wanted her to play the game, they got rid of her. And then she's like, "Oh, wait a minute, I forgot I was black. Oh, let me get the black people to try to help me get back." No, she shouldn't come back because simple reason is she thought she was white. Now she remembers she's black. Sorry.
Mm.
All right. Oval said no. Nurse VK, thank you for the super chat. If they can give Ramona, Brandy, Lisa Renner, and Jen grace, they should give Nene grace. So we got a vote here for Nene. But somebody else, Leslie, thank you. The door is closed. Ah, the door is closed, Nene. Okay. Next passenger, Dr. Love. Should we give Nene some grace? Should she come back to RHOA?
I'm gonna say no. But I love Nene. I love her. She is the housewives. The only thing that I don't like is that first of all, Nene moved wrong. See, she didn't
Mhm.
know her. She another one didn't have a good PR. Okay, so she moved wrong before she got her own show, own talk show, or moved to the next network. She moved wrong because she is TV. She for TV. I I would like to see her in Phaedra any day
Mhm.
of the week. Okay, but the only thing I don't like about Roa and Andy, stop blocking her. Stop doing that. Like
Yep,
you're
that's true.
wrong on every level for all this blockage that you got going on. You're wrong, and she didn't told y'all nothing good come to those who play dirty. So Andy. as she know, and we all know, you not the real shot caller over there. So I advise you to stop. But no, if I was her, I wouldn't even want to go back on that show.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
She,
Lizzie said, even if the employee only sues you, you never take them back. I'm trying to tell you, Nadi. Okay, we got in Spanish. No. Nadi, what are we doing? Grace for Nene. Should Nene come back to RHOA?
Hell no. Number one, Nene messed up because she played checkers, not chess.
right.
Right? And she would get a big head and then play victim. Get a big head and play victim. I'm just not for her playing in our face, especially because she's sleeping with a married man right now. Okay, like the contradiction of it all.
Come on.
I wish Nene the best, but she messed up. She did not, her head got big way too fast before she actually cemented herself in the industry, and she started getting ego before she had jobs solidified. Let's just keep it real. She started losing jobs left and right because of her ego.
Yep.
And this is the consequences. You don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Don't
and now
bite the hand that feeds you.
conveniently,
Yep.
Bravo is racist and I'm suing. Like, there's no merit behind that lawsuit. I'm sorry. It was all good when you was there. It was all good as long as they was kissing your behind.
She forgot how it was when she slid down that pole. She forgot.
I'm just saying, don't forget where you came from. Humble beginnings, Nene.
Thank you.
Beginnings, and this will learn you.
Yeah, Bravo always been racist. Just let that sink ship, because it's gonna ship without her or Phaedra, guarantee, or Portia.
I appreciate the path that she paved for the ladies to have a platform and everything. I appreciate all her hard work, but her head got way too big, way too fast, and she did not have her business in order. Okay, and this is the importance of having your business in order before you go running your mouth. Make sure you own everything that you producing and things like that. And I just think she had bad business management at the end of the day. That's why her restaurant has failed and everything.
Let's be clear though too. She was a little mean and nasty to some people.
Yeah.
We gotta keep it 100. Mom, thank you for the super chat and thank you for being a member. Happy New Year, Diva. Thank you for your work this year. Thank you. I appreciate it. She canceled her own bag. She canceled her own bag. We gotta talk about it. And I mean, the facts are the facts and the truth is the truth, right? Juanita, what do you think about Nene? Is Nene coming back?
And Nene's own words, you can't win when you're playing dirty. And she was playing dirty. She started out real good, and I loved her on the show. But then she stepped on people, and she got nasty. She got the big head, and if you know, as the old folks say, you don't burn bridges because you never know when you have to cross them again.
Thank you.
And she getting up there calling Andy racist. Okay, so if he was so racist, then why did you get away with so much? Why did you stay on the show so long? Why did you wait until now that you're fired to talk about it?
Right.
So,
but she didn't know how to move like Candy doing. She didn't know how to move within that establishment.
She didn't know how to play her cards. That's what it was.
I knew she didn't know how to play her cards when they started putting all those bad hairdos on her, them blind box bangs, like horrible. They was playing her all the way out.
Hold on, guys.
No.
Lee Armstrong said Nene needs to work for Carlos. Carlos needs to build a show around Nene. Carlos King doesn't have Bravo money at this moment, and that's why Nene don't want to even go over there.
No, him and Nene don't get along at all.
They don't?
Oh no, he the one had something to do with that closet scene when she got to beating up the producers.
No, he was gone by then. He was gone by then. No, he was gone because after that whole thing when Phaedra got kicked off, Carlos King was already gone.
He was gone.
He was gone. Emmanuel, Carlos King. I'm saying Carlos King now. Nene Leakes, she wants back in. Do we give her grace?
No. Hell yeah.
Oh.
I know it's probably a pipe dream, but I want Nene back on the show. Like, okay, let's be honest. I think that she did all that the suing because she was upset that she was being demoted to a friend, right? But I feel like had she not done all that, she would have been back by now.
Yes.
You know,
Mhm.
they would have already had her.
Mhm.
But and no, but my question is, I know Andy is like an executive, but are there no more other executives? Because like I don't think he's the only one that can have that decision. You
He's
know what I
not.
mean?
But
That's what I'm
Emmanuel,
thinking.
it's not that simple. We gotta put the stuff out there on the table. She accused him of being racist.
Yeah, I
She said
understand
that
that.
they had a toxic environment and that they allowed these things to happen. Do you want
Mhm.
to bring back an employee that feels that y'all are racist and y'all are conducive to a toxic environment? And yes, DGF 627, she's on HR do not rehire list. Period. Point blank.
And but
They won't let Bravo and the Housewives crash and burn before they bring Nene back.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
But Diva, can
But
I
I
say
yes,
just
this? It wasn't toxic until they started holding her accountable
that
for
part,
her behaviors.
that's
I
true
mean,
that part.
how
because that last
convenient.
season she was very different. That last season, like it wasn't even fun to watch her. But if she were to
Oh,
come back like she was season 1 through like season 7, like that
Mhm.
would be awesome. Like either bring her or Phaedra or Portia because I'm tired of Kenya and I'm tired
right,
of Candy.
right.
You want the rich bitch back.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That ain't gonna happen. Yes, they were wrong for blocking her, but you know what? In life, sometimes everybody mute until you're talking to me. I'm hearing a little feedback. In life, sometimes you reap what you sow. She went on Watch What Happens Live with Andy over and over again and said, "Fire Cynthia, she's boring." And she would call shots about. She also had a moment when she was like, "Fire Kenya Moore." She also had a moment when she said, "Fire." What's the other one name?
Portia. She said to fire Portia.
Portia. And not
Yeah.
only that, was she just got a peach? Marla. So Nene had no problem on a regular basis saying, "Fire, fire, fire, fire her. They're boring. I don't want them there anymore." She iced people out.
And
And then
Diva,
when
don't
the
forget she tried to
boomerang,
do Candy. She tried to do
she
Candy, but
tried to do Candy, but that
Candy
wasn't
wasn't.
going to
And she's
happen.
still trying to drag Candy to this day, faking like there's a beef. Candy never had no beef with her. She got jealous because Candy did the song for Kim and not
Yeah,
her.
she was pissed about that. Yes, Nene was nasty and rude at times. Fact, nasty and rude. Robin, did I come to you already?
Not
Nene
yet.
Leaks. Nene Leaks. Are you giving her grace?
You know, sometimes when you're on a train, it skips a station.
Oh.
And I say that every station that Nene Leaks is on, standing waiting for the train, it needs to skip that station.
Oh.
She is
Oh
a
my
liar.
God.
She's a
Back
liability.
up, people, because the train is not making this stop. Okay.
Not at
Go ahead,
all.
Robin. Skip the
She,
station.
yeah, she's a liability. She is outside of herself. She had her head did get too big, and I'm going to go on record for the millionth time and say that every bit of me, there's not one piece of me that believes that Andy Cohen is blocking her from getting other jobs. Some people here have already talked about how she has a bad reputation. She didn't treat people well. That's kind of been out there. And if you have the talent, Andy cannot stop that. He can't block you. And I think that it's her. And I'm going to stand 10 toes down 20 times over.
I agree, and that's why she on College Hill right now. Okay, and she was quiet as a mouse on College Hill. She was Miss Auntie, and I'm gonna be the
Right.
peacemaker.
She was trying to
Everything.
redoing her image. She was really trying to cast her image.
We
Yeah.
brand herself. We brand herself. So I don't know. Did I come to you?
Nope.
Nene Leaks. Are we giving grace?
Well, that is my hashtag, have a heart. However, in business, you have to have people skills. People have to want to work with you. They don't have to come over for dinner, but they have to legitimately want to work with you, and you have to play the long game. I'm all for women speaking out, when being treated unfairly, but we have to examine this. Lanithia publicly accused the network execs of discrimination, favoritism, and of being drug addicts. Those are very strong accusations. In the
Yeah.
court documents, she described the work environment as being toxic, racist, and overwhelmingly stressful. She didn't just come after Andy, she came after Bravo, she came after NBC Universal, and True Entertainment. These are big entities. And so when they settled out of court in August, she
No
received a lump
settlement.
sum of money that she and her lawyer agreed was sufficient to cover the damages she sustained. So what I don't understand is, why would Lanithia want to go back into that toxic, racist, and what is she's overwhelmingly stressful work environment? Why would she want to do that? That makes no sense.
She need the money.
Because the only answer could be, fame is a hell of a drug. Because
Right.
listen,
Fame.
when
It's
you
the fame.
when she started that smear campaign against the network, other networks and other producers were watching and listening. All she had to say was no comment, but by her going to her YouTube channel, going to her Instagram, going to her Twitter, that is risky behavior to any future employer. And so when you publicly burn down those bridges, it makes it hard for people to want to see you come back like Sheree, like Cynthia, and like Lisa Wu, excuse me. But make no mistake, I believe every single word Nene said about it being a toxic work environment. Some of us regular folks, we work for people who are racist, but the bottom line is green. This whole thing suggests to me that Nene picked the wrong African man, and that man she's got now is spending up her money, and she's
Mm.
seeking attention. The more she begs to be back on the platform, the least valuable she is. I never hear about Portia retweeting messages to come back. So it sounds to me like Lanithia took that check she got in August. She went and got a BBL, and she still picked the wrong African. She should have went to Nigeria like Portia or to Kenya like Shamia, and then she would have been set for life. So when it comes to the housewife, goodbye, Lanithia.
But
But,
she didn't receive any. She did not receive a monetary settlement from NBC Universal.
They said that she did get money from this lawsuit.
No,
I thought they
she
said,
did
I
not.
could be wrong. So you saying she
Mhm.
didn't get the money? They told
Nope.
me she settled out. I saw
Nope.
that.
Some
Nope.
saying she
She.
did, and some saying she didn't. But I think with whatever she did receive, they made
Nothing.
it to where she couldn't say anything.
If that was the case, we would have said that it was settled and that the terms were undisclosed. The case was withdrawn without prejudice,
Mm-hmm. It
meaning
was
she could go
withdrawn.
back. So it's still an open issue. She didn't get anything.
She ain't
all
get
right. So hold
nothing.
on one second, guys. Hold on one second. Tiffany, you're in the building. Nene, are we giving grace? Tiffany,
You're on mute, Tiffany.
you're on mute.
Hold still and you're on mute.
Yeah, you're on mute.
But can we agree that that African man
Wait,
is
hold on one second. Yes, we can. Go ahead, go ahead. Yes, we can
Okay,
hear you now.
yes. Nene deserves grace. Let me turn on this light. Nene does deserve grace. Hopefully, she's learned from, being all obnoxious and everything and how she can be fired, that she can be replaced. And so maybe she can come back and actually be nice to everybody and act like she got some sense. However, I think the problem with that is that nobody really likes her on the cast. So who's gonna
Well, wait,
want to
hold
really
on, Tiffany, though. Wouldn't the major problem be you called your boss the racist? Wouldn't the major problem be you said it was a toxic environment? Has the environment changed? So you just all of a sudden willing to get some grace and come back? Come back to what? The toxic environment that you complained about? The racist people that you said you did not like working with? Why do you want to come back here? Why are you knocking on this racist, toxic door? What are you doing here?
Cause she needs the money, I think.
Well,
But
she better go to Target.
Yeah, but if she
nobody
was
ever
smart,
wants to
she
see
would
her
be
on the
like the
screen.
other ladies,
Huh?
spilling
Go ahead.
tea on YouTube, developing a YouTube channel. She never developed her brand outside of Bravo. I mean, she
True.
tried to go on the acting track, but that was short lived for her. I mean, she did not
Well, no, see,
expand
here's
her
the thing.
brand or
No,
take advantage of
here's
the
the thing,
platform.
Nadi. Here's the thing. And a lot of actors and actresses, they were getting mad initially when all of these reality stars was getting all of these jobs. But see, it's short lived, right? It's short lived because they was getting them because they was popular at the moment, and the people that were hiring them knew that they was going to get the ratings and the money at the time because they had a popular person on it. So everybody's saying that she needs the dollars, right? I don't disagree with you. But you can't go knocking on the door looking for dollars at a place where you just told them that you hated them. You said you gonna say,
Mm.
I hate y'all. Y'all don't know how to run a business. Y'all treat me dirty. I sued y'all. And now I'm like, oh, I'm broke and I'm knocking on your door. Life don't work like that.
Well, that is absolutely true. I mean, I just wish she would have never said that or went there, you know?
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if she knew she was, well, I guess she didn't know she was coming back, but what was she thinking?
No,
Because
she
now
thought
she's
she
going
was a
on
She was
star.
top
She
page.
mad.
thought she didn't need the show anymore. She thought she was gonna blow up
Yep.
after the fact, and it blew up in her face instead. Like you're not that big outside of
Right.
the housewives. What do you have? She tried the clothing line, failed. She tried the nightclub, failed. I mean, like,
And I think she had
So,
offers on
so
the
hold on,
tables.
guys.
Oh,
Nicole B, you said it worked for Monique. You're talking about Monique from Potomac?
Daniels?
she talking
Is
about
No,
it?
they're
the
talking about
comedian.
Monique,
She
the
talk about the
comedian.
comedian.
the
She tried to do the
comedian.
same move that Monique did, but
Right.
Monique had more of a basis for her
Right.
lawsuit to the point like they like shut up, take this money, you can have whatever you want.
Well,
Right.
you know
Wait,
what?
Monique
Here's the
too, Bravo?
here's it. Hold on, guys. Here's the thing. Well, okay, I got you, Nicole B. They helped me
No,
out. The
she didn't
comedian.
sue Bravo.
But here's the thing, guys. Did Monique win? At the
Oh
end of the
yeah.
day,
No.
here she no, hold
Yes,
on,
she did.
because you gotta check doesn't mean you won. So Monique is supposed to be doing some stuff with Netflix. We have yet to see it, but when we see it and when it does well, let's come back later on, get on the train and judge it then. Okay, Monique's her comedy shows since that win, they wasn't sold out. She
None.
wasn't busting down the houses of where those comedy shows were. And every time she got on stage after that, all she did was talk nonsense and mess. Where is Monique's win? Monique got
Oh,
some
I had the
cash in
wrong
the
Monique.
no, Monique the comedian. Monique
Okay.
got some cash in the bank,
Sure.
but where's her win?
Right.
So okay, but let's move on. Wait, Nene is just like Kim Zolciak, squandered all that money and didn't invest in anything. Nene
Right.
did try to invest. She had the Lenithian
Right.
Lounge. She tried, but see, here's the other thing too.
That's dope.
To me, this is just me. When you're going to make investments and stuff, you would do better making investments in stuff that you really know, that you really like, and that you have some experience
Mhm.
in. The restaurant business is a beast.
Oh
Big
yeah.
time.
And you gotta lounge, you gotta know what you're doing, you gotta know about payroll, you gotta be ready to pay some staff. It's no
And
joke.
taxes.
And you
Yeah.
gotta have you a chef that's gonna know how to bang out that food. So when that people come there, they can talk about the food and the alcohol. You gotta have you a good chef and a good bartender. Nene
Uh-huh.
tried. She
Yeah.
tried.
And Diva, can
Yes,
I
yes,
can I piggyback
yes.
off of the point you're making? Not only when she started her businesses, she started the businesses when she was leaving the platform that gave her the most exposure.
Visibility.
Horrible marketing move. Okay.
Right. Right.
You opened up this lounge, you haven't been on TV in how long? Who's really checking for Nene? Let's just think about it. Or
She
whatever.
been.
I just
I.
think she has horrible management behind her, and she
Mhm.
has a bunch of yes people behind her, kissing her behind until
Yeah.
all the money dries up, and they like,
Mhm.
I'm gone.
And they scattered. But
Somebody
Well, her
I
PR
think
team
I
left
And
her.
you left with nothing but ego and attitude.
I
Okay.
think she really started that lounge because she had been
for her
working on
son
that
she quit.
lounge for a show. Like Candy done her restaurant. I think all of them was doing that off of who is that? The Real
Vanderpump Rules.
Housewives. The
Vanderpump
other.
Rules.
Yeah.
Yep, Vanderpump Rules. So she had been, working on that, and I believe she wanted that to be on TV for her to kind of step back and become bigger and do other things. But it didn't work out that way.
Well, can I also say because Nene led by saying that she was an actress. Nene does not have the range or the versatility to get, to go into Hollywood at this age and just go ahead and conquer. Okay,
Oh
we
yeah,
we
she don't
she
have that.
doesn't have the range that Monique the comedian has. So
Right.
I don't believe that people are holding Nene back from jobs. It's just the amount of work that she is qualified or well versed to play. Those roles are booked already, so that
And
it's over.
and good point, E, because she started later in life with the acting and everything.
But
So it's
but
not
you know
like
what
she has
though?
a
I think
history.
right, but you know what though, Nadi? I think it's not a matter of her just starting late. It's a matter of like she doesn't have that it factor and that
Right.
sector that
Right.
would get her there because you can start late. With the actor now, I'm going back. There's an actor that he actually when he was in jail, when he came out of jail, he became a very big actor. If I think of the name, and
Rock,
Charles
he had a whole he had
rock.
a sitcom and everything. Yes, Rock. Thank you, Chef Kev.
Charles
Hmm.
Rock.
Dutton. Charles
Oh
So
Dutton.
yeah.
Charles
and so
Dutton.
he
You're right.
started later in life. There's a lot of people that started later in life, but you gotta have that. You gotta have that it factor. You gotta have what it takes. And
You have to
so
be able
I
to
think
relate to people too.
right, and that part right there, right, Roy. Yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. Nene is another perfect example of you reap what you sow. Well, oh my, come on. I'm trying to tell you, she
Hmm.
talked so nasty about the cast. Come on, the network. Come on, and anybody good to her. I'm trying to tell you, she's getting back what she put out. Period. You will reap what you sow. You
Hmm.
do.
And
And you
Diva,
know,
can
whether
I?
we like you or not, whether we like you or not, and we can even feel bad for you for what you're currently going through and getting, but you planted these seeds. Now you
Yep.
mad at the seeds that you planted that they have grown. Listen,
Mhm.
Mhm.
we can
And can,
love Nene down to the bone. We know that she was good for RHOA. She had a lot of those one-liners. Boo, I see you. All of that. Close your
We
legs
see
Right.
to
each
marry man.
other.
I said
Nene
what I said.
was the stuff. I said what I said. Come on.
Mhm.
Come
Right.
on.
and
I'm trying
and
to tell
look,
you.
Diva, I said
Nene,
that she had
I'm
got
rich.
fired, but she got
Donald Trump
demoted.
rich.
She was,
huh?
she was I said she had got fired, but she was demoted, which is just like being fired. Bravo pushed her to that point. So
They
No,
what
she
they
did
did,
she's
but
well
still
you
in
know
getting
that
what?
process.
paid.
But
No,
you
I
know
think
what
she
though,
got
too?
fired. I think she
She
got
well,
fired
here's the thing,
after that
Juanita.
reunion when
They
she
did not
closed
Yeah,
that
renew her
laptop
no,
and
contract.
what
walked
they
off.
did was they wrote
Oh,
her a very friendship contract because she even said Greg told her to just take it, but she did
Mhm.
not
Mhm.
Mhm.
humble herself and
Right.
take it.
Right.
And if she would have took it, because remember, Portia had to step down to make the
Mhm.
comeback up.
Exactly,
Right.
and she
Portia took
did.
a friendship
She
role
sure
after
did.
she had that situation with Kenya. She
Yep.
stepped
Mhm.
Mhm.
down and she came back and blew that up. Let me say one thing about Portia. Portia is a perfect example of someone who took zero and built it up to everything. Now
and
we don't have
Sheree
to
too.
agree. Who?
Sheree.
What
Who?
did
Mm.
Sheree build?
What
Who?
now?
Ain't building that
Huh?
charade still on the
She by
bottom.
Sheree,
She
Chateau
No,
built in her
Sheree.
no,
Christmas picture.
That's
She
she
ain't
was
even
that's
have she
she.
by charade on in her
No,
that's
but
not
banner.
listen,
she by
listen.
Sheree. That's
She was
Shin by
fired.
Sheree.
She was fired, and then she came back as a friend, and then she eventually got back as the peach. That's what I'm trying. That's what I
Mhm.
meant.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
facts,
What
but
same
So
was
she
hold
didn't
she?
on.
make
Okay,
nothing out of it. She
clarification.
did
Okay, so
only
wait,
built
hold
Chateau
on, guys.
Chirac.
Hold on. We gotta pull the train into the next stop. So the next stop is Wendy Williams.
Oh
Listen,
yeah.
Mm.
do
Choo
you think
choo.
choo choo? Do you think Wendy Williams is gonna make a comeback in 2023? We're just gonna go around really quickly. Yes or no? Tiffany, do you think Wendy Williams is gonna make a comeback in 2023?
Unfortunately, no, because
No.
Wendy is still being seen walking around drunk. Sometimes, sometimes she looks healthy. Other times we'll see her looking stumbling and looking like she's intoxicated. She doesn't have the mental health to come back. I don't even. Somebody in her corner needs to tell her, "Nah, just calm down for a little while." You know,
Got nobody
sit
in her corner.
down.
All right.
All right,
That's sad.
okay. Chef Kev, do you think Wendy Williams can make a comeback in 2023?
Oh wow. I hope she does, but I doubt it. She's going through a lot. I mean, that takes a while. So um, I just don't see it happening in 2023 now.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. Dr. Love, will she make a comeback?
I'm saying no because she don't want to. She
Mm,
continue to stagger around and perform a little, not to give Kevin and that son and whoever else and that stepchild no money. And I'm with her. Continue to stagger around, fall out, do whatever you need to do. Who is that holding her money? Will Fargo's continue to hold her money. Tell Kevin he can't have any, and goodbye. I'm gonna give her 2 years before she decides to come back. I don't think Wendy. At first, I really thought Wendy was having some mental issues, but
mm.
now me knowing her from always watching her show and how she would tell other wives how to move when men do them wrong, that's how she's moving. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Pretty BJ, I'm leaning with you. We're on the same car together. I do feel that way too.
Wait,
The
Diva, can
Kenneth
I ask you
women.
something?
Yes.
Did I see somewhere that she's promoting a new podcast?
That's what I was just about to bring up. I
She
just saw
she
the
Yes,
she's
footage
been
today.
promoting
yesterday.
that. She's been
Oh
promoting
yeah,
that for a minute, but
yeah.
I don't know
There was a
about that.
recent picture though of
No,
her really,
I
really
got it.
promoting it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
do?
yeah. But they listen, they have cleaned her up before and showed us pictures, and
And
she was
forget
supposed to be
about it.
coming back to the Wendy Williams show, and it never happened.
Right.
When
Mm.
I'm gonna believe that podcast when I see about 5 to 6 episodes of her talking and making sense. Until then, I'm good. Candy, will Wendy Williams make a comeback in 2023?
I think that it's a possibility. I think it's a 50-50 possibility because I believe if Wendy is conniving as I think she is, I really believe this whole thing was an act so she didn't have to
Mm-hmm.
pay alimony.
That
Yep.
part, that part,
And I
I
Yep.
think
agree.
Y'all
and I
are
and
running
and I
hot
What?
believe
here.
and I think
Yep.
when she comes all the way back, she's gonna make maybe 1 penny less than she was making before she was on the Wendy
Come
Williams
on.
show,
Come on.
so that she doesn't have to give Kevin Hunter anything.
I think she waiting for that alimony to expire.
So
Give
Exactly.
it
no,
a
it's
woman
Really?
already
with a
it's
plan.
already
She always
it's
said
already
that.
expired. It's already expired. He's
Exactly.
Did
that's
they
why he's
ever
broke.
reactivate it?
He's
No,
Did
walking
they
he in
around
ever
with a
court now.
reactivate it?
He
no.
in
This is the
court
thing.
now.
He's walking
Oh.
around with a broke hip right now because he has no insurance,
Oh yeah, he need
and
insurance. Yeah.
his mistress can't do any massages to make any money. So he's begging the court to basically make her pay money. And the thing is, what he signed, and he doesn't even think he's not smart because what he signed was if she made less or made no money at all, then they could stop all the alimony altogether.
Right.
So now, if she goes back to doing podcasts and if it becomes extremely successful, as long as she's making less than she was making on the Wendy Williams show, she doesn't have to pay him another dime.
Right.
Mm.
So
Well, no, it would get adjusted. But hold on one second. Trent, you so messy. You messy, Trent, but I love you. He said, sorry, this is late. But Nene didn't start late. She been auditioning for pilots since her 30s. And you are correct. She just somehow forgot she has no talent. See?
Right.
hey Diva, one thing in the thing that he signed because I watched a lot of these vlogs. What he signed was if she was no longer making income or she made significantly less, they could either adjust his alimony or
Or
terminate it.
stop it. Yep.
It's not
You
called
got.
alimony.
Yep.
He's not getting alimony.
Right.
So
Right. But here's the thing, right? And adjusted is the key word that his lawyer can fight, right? Adjusted. But of course, if she's not making any money at all, there's nothing to adjust. And that's how they can stop it. Do I think, I'm gonna be honest with you, do I think that she's pretending? I don't. I don't. I mean, and if she is pretending, some of the videos that we saw when she was speaking, she's a mighty good actress. So
Great TV guy.
I really think that she has some cognitive deficits. And I don't think that Wells Fargo would play a game with her to help her pretend and ask for someone to be overseeing her money. I think she has significant issues, and I think it's a combination of many things. I think it's a combination of, her lymphedema, the fact that she even said it herself, right? She struggled with drugs, and now we also know it's alcohol too. So there's a lot going on with Wendy. And then I think the main and the biggest thing is the fact that she is extremely heartbroken. Listen,
Yes.
when you dealt with somebody who has literally tore down your soul, your mind, and everything, right? She been with this man for over, what has it been? Was it over 20 years or something like that, or at the
Mm-hmm.
least? And 99.9% of that time, he had another person, and you didn't have the self-esteem. And many women go through this, right? You
Mm-hmm.
didn't have the self-esteem to tell him he could kick rocks. You accepted him having this other woman and using your money to support everything that this other person did. Like, she had a whole mansion down the block from your house, Wendy. Like, do you see what I mean? She tore away, like she felt like he broke her down to make her think that she was nothing without him. And
Right.
at some point she began to believe it.
Yep.
And so, and there's a ton of females that, you know what, as long as the baby, there's no baby, and the world doesn't really get to know that this other
Right.
person exists, I will
Right.
deal with it. The
Right.
baby is the deal
Deal
breaker for
breaker.
many people. And
Yes.
not for nothing, you know, P. Diddy's girlfriend, she's talking all of that nonsense. But that little mama that just came into this earth, his little baby girl, um, it's breaking her. It's breaking her. Now she
Mm-hmm.
can get online and tell us whatever nonsense she wants to tell us. But that little mama that came, that the other chick gave birth to, is trumped her position and is breaking her. Because she might not have cared about other females as long as there was no baby involved, and the world really couldn't prove that somebody else was existed outside of her. But that
Mm-hmm.
little mama is breaking her. It's breaking her. And you know, the oldest trick in the book, if you got a man that has several women and you want to be pumped up to be the number one, have that baby. And that's what Serena did. And that's what broke Wendy, because she existed for years and
Mm-hmm.
Wendy was okay with it. But
And I
once
don't
that
think
baby
Wendy
came,
had.
it changed the game.
Oh
Very
yeah.
messy. But I don't think Wendy is playing. I think she has a lot going on. And I told you, because I went to the talk show, the Wendy Williams show, towards the
Mhm.
end of her run. And it was not good. It was not good. And even the staff, like the thing about the staff is, you know what I like about the staff is they're not being messy and they're not telling Wendy stuff. At least they're not telling it now. Maybe years to come they will tell it, but they leaked little bit of stuff where they said literally they was finding so many hidden alcohol bottles in her office that it was insane. She has a problem. She's dealing with some stuff. And do I think 2023 she'll make a comeback? I don't. Roy, you're in the building. Welcome. What do you want to say? Wendy Williams, that's the stop we're at right now. Will she make a comeback in 2023?
I would love for Wendy to make a comeback in 2023, but right now I want Wendy to focus on getting back to where she needs to be mentally to be her best self for her son. At this point, it is about being a parent. Unfortunately, I have feelings that because of Wendy's struggle, because of everything that has happened in her marriage, that little Kev has lacked guidance. And so I want Wendy to just get herself together for herself first and then do everything you can to continue to live on for your son. Unfortunately, this is a story that we see all too often. And, Diva, when you were talking about Whitney Houston and the vinyl that you have, it just made me think about her again and going to see the movie. And then, even losing her daughter. Bobby Christine. It just I just really want Wendy to get it together and be better for herself. Screw the world, screw the fame, screw the fortune. You have done it all. Do what you can to get back to yourself. And then if we can get that Wendy back again, I would love to have her back again. But if not, do what's best for you and your family.
It's gonna take a lot of therapy for her. A lot.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Right,
Because she's not well yet. She's not well enough to come back to TV.
Mm.
She's not.
right.
She needs to just take some me time and get herself together and then maybe 2, 3 more years or whatever, then
Mhm.
maybe it's possible that she'll be better. But she's got to work on Wendy.
Yeah, because she's so heartbroken. She more heartbroken than anything
I
Does
feel that
anybody know
way
why
too.
she doesn't have any real friends? Was
because
she
of
like
the
bad
person
to
she
people?
was.
Yep, I
Because
know
of the person she was on those shows and also on that radio
the
show. That's what
radio,
she said.
I
She
wouldn't
said, I
even
could
say
never keep a
that.
friend.
I would say
huh?
that he isolated her.
Yeah, that
Kevin
But she
too.
also didn't
isolated
have
her.
friends. She
But
also
she
didn't have
did
friends.
kind of do Nene kind of wrong. She did Nene a little bit wrong. Remember,
So,
and
Done
Nene
all
had
her
betrayed
So
No,
her.
let's
they
not
didn't
get
have
into
so
friends.
that.
okay, so wait, to Warrior's point, right? He did isolate her. He knew what he was doing, right?
Yeah.
He isolated her
Exactly.
because when you have friends, to me in my mind, some point way before 15 years in with this side chick Serena, a friend would have helped break her down and been like, look, girl, they spending your money. Are you serious right now? Get your life together. Get out of this bad relationship. You can survive without him. Let's find you another manager. Let's help you do XYZ. He knew what he was doing. He
Mm-hmm.
isolated her. So he
Mm-hmm.
was her everything. And
Mm-hmm.
she felt that no matter what he gave her or did for her, that's all she had at that point, right? He
Uh-huh.
had control. He had control. He isolated her. So there was nobody in her life to help save her. And it's very sad. But there are females, just regular people going through this same exact thing. Where, and listen, I'm not saying you need to be with your friends every day and every weekend, but when a man wants you to not even be with your friends, that's a red flag. Catch
Uh-huh.
the black flags when you see the signs and run and don't look back. Because that's not a good thing. That's what controlling people do, is isolate you from everyone so that they can do whatever they want and mess up your mind. All right. Anybody before we move off of the Wendy Williams stop? Anything else anybody want to say about Wendy Williams?
I'm
Yeah.
just going to say good
Oh,
night, Diva. I'm Uber tonight. You know how it goes. I got to
Yes,
head.
I do. Yes, and be safe. Be safe.
Thank
Good night,
you.
Naughty.
Thank
Be
you.
good
safe.
Safe
Night,
night.
good
Good
night.
night,
cargo.
Naughty. Bye, Naughty.
Yes. So anybody else before we leave the Wendy Williams stop?
Yeah, did
Yeah.
anybody
Oh,
see this, Robin? Did you see the page 6 article and the accompanying video? It was out yesterday. And when I saw it, I was like, she looks better, but not quite well. I
yeah.
found
I
her
saw it.
speech. I found her speech to be halting. She still, every time she says podcast, it's like she just learned the word. She
She
Yep.
seems
sounds like a
very
robot.
disconnected, and she just doesn't. I think she really doesn't seem to understand what a podcast is. So is
Well, you
Wendy?
know what though?
Nope.
They're feeding her words, right?
Probably.
It's like they're feeding her words. And so she right now to me, all she has is greedy people in her life.
Yep.
That they're more concerned with trying to put her out there because she's the money machine, right? She's the cash cow. So she just has greedy people in her life that wants her money and need her to make
Mhm.
money to sustain their lavish lifestyle. So they could care less how they gotta prop her up because she was the only one in that circle with talent, and they're trying to put her back out there so that she can get a check and so that they can have money versus
And Diva,
them
prop
going
her
out
up
Yes.
there
is the
and doing
perfect
something
words
themselves.
because the
Huh?
way prop her up is the perfect words. The
Yep.
way that Wendy be sitting, the way that her
Uh-huh.
makeup is done, like this is not the Wendy that we see.
Right.
Heck, Wendy do her makeup better herself than whoever been putting whatever
Yep.
on her face. Like this is not the real Wendy that we know and love, who has been here for over 20 years in this game. And yeah, it's a no.
Yeah, you're
And
right
I don't
about
think
that.
she could have faked
Because
falling asleep in the Louis Vuitton store. Um, Remember when when somebody
Yeah.
took a picture of her passed out in the Louis Vuitton store? I don't
Yeah,
think
I don't
that's her
think she would
playing
take
games.
that. Me either. You know what? How can a cheater with an outside baby get alimony? You know what? I used to think that cheating trumped a lot of things, but apparently it does not. It does not. And then in
To
addition to
me,
that, he had a lot of other stuff that allowed him to get money. He was her manager. There was a lot of other things. as to how he got the money that he got. Messy. It's sad. It's messed up. But then
Yeah.
we can go down the list of other people who have cheated and they still came out the marriage on top. On top. I want to say Michael Strahan ex-wife was one of them. I think she was stealing money from him. She still came out on top. I don't get it. I don't understand the laws when it comes to that. It's messed up. But okay, let's go to
Wow.
the next stop. Okay. And the next stop is Amy and TJ. I'm trying to figure out, was this thing true love? And the reason why I'm saying was this thing true love, these two are still thick as thieves. They spent the
Yep.
holidays together. They're just roaming the streets, and they're not letting up. They could care less about what the world thinks. It's like
Mhm.
we're together. We're thick as thieves. Y'all don't have to like
Mhm.
it, but here we are, and we are here to stay. And I think they got a little arrogance to them because of the simple fact is that they know that technically there's no way that Good Morning America can fire them. Because it would
Oh.
be a lawsuit that they don't even want to have on their hands. Because
Hmm.
one, you already had the top dog when it first happened. She came out of her mouth and said they didn't do anything wrong legally. They didn't break any company policy. So their lawyers got that in their back pocket. So how do you throw that out and then you're going to change it up? GMA got a mess on their hands, but on top of that, these two are something else. Now,
Mhm.
Amy's daughter, one of her daughters is 20.
Mhm.
The daughter did not spend the holidays with her mama. I think the daughter's probably a little embarrassed, and she probably had enough of her mother and her shenanigans, and her mother jumping from husband to husband to husband to husband, and can never seem to get it right. Listen, some people, you know what I think? They should just not get married. And
Right.
maybe,
Right.
maybe Amy should decide, you know what? I did enough. Let me just not get married and let me just do what I want to do. So next time she wants to hop on another man at the job, it won't be such a big scandal because because she will be single. But hopefully if she does, it'll be a single man. Dr. Love, I'll start with you. What do you think about this Amy and TJ? Yes, Miss G, they are selfish. But go ahead, Dr. Love.
Ooh, I guess I haven't been following them enough because
Mhm.
I thought one of them had got fired, one did and one didn't. So
No, they
I did.
neither one yet. The jury
Whoa.
is still out.
Yeah, I don't think they are. If no one have been suspended or got a pink slip, and to me it's just a pure mess. And of course they think they're cute now, but only with these type of things, only time will tell and only time will show, because you could play these games, do all these stupid things, but you will suffer. In the end, you will suffer. So yeah.
I feel that way too. I feel
Hmm.
that way too. And you know what? I think that um I think that job relationships are problematic all the way around. It's just
Yes.
problematic all the way around. And I flip back and forth between these two, but I will say if you're causing a work distraction, that's a problem. Um, but Royer, what do you think about Amy and TJ?
Well, Diva, I'm so glad that I've been able to sway you over to the side, of just being disgusted with these two. I am just over it. And for me, more so, it's from the moral standards. Where is the morality? Like, sir, you are a whole married man, separated or not. Either way, you are still married under the assumption from your wife that you guys were trying to work it out. And then for us to
Mhm.
be at work playing around and, to come back to work after you've been asked to not discuss it on camera and then to be flirting around and just hee hee and ha ha and like, making little gestures and comments. It's like, where is the respect? Where is the dignity? Like, throw them away, fire them, rip up the contract, release them from their
Throw it
duties.
in the
We no
trash.
longer need them. The new replacement is fine and younger, and Robin is happy, and we good to go. So we're good.
Thank you. And yes, Leslie, never poop where you eat. I agree with you. Takesha Brown, I hope I'm saying your name right. I don't know what about the Twitch rumors? I didn't hear any. What are the rumors? Did anybody hear any rumors? I didn't hear anything about him. Um, you would have to tell me what it is, or I have to look it up and maybe see next time. Emmanuel, Amy and TJ and these work relationships. What is your thought?
You know what? Good for them for sticking together. You know, it's them against the world. So, and you never know. Maybe they finally found the one in each other. You never know.
Oh my goodness.
Them
So
against
good for
the
them.
world.
Yeah, maybe
Oh,
they
just
trying to make
just
Robin
the two
mad.
of us, huh? That's what you saying.
Well, we couldn't
You
have
know
got
what?
separated or not divorced all the way through, and then going on with just the two of us. We had to just be so disrespectful about it.
Well, yeah,
I think
sometimes
you know
stuff
what
just happens.
it is disrespectful, right? His wife thought that they was getting back together, but you know what though? She should thank her lucky stars that she found out who this man truly was. And I'm leaning towards this. I'm not 100 on it yet. And maybe we can have this discussion another day. But I'm almost ready to say, once you find out somebody's a cheater, cut them loose and run. Because you know what? They're just once a cheater, always a
Once
cheater.
a nigga, you better say it, D, but once a cheater, always a cheater.
Once a cheater, always a cheater. I think I'm done. I mean, because look, she already gave him a chance before. She thought they was working it out, and turns out he's still doing what he was doing. But you know what though? And listen, if I was her, once he would have did that post about our 10-year anniversary, I think I would have been done with him. Or it would have been a whole situation up in our house that the cops probably would have had to come and separate us. Because he wouldn't have gave me that sideways post and I would have still laid in the bed next to him. No, I'm good. Chef Cab, what do you think about Amy and TJ?
Wow. I'm gonna just say that. Okay, I'm gonna go back to something my ex-wife had said to me. She said, "Don't make a fool of me on Facebook." And I don't see how people go out just like the Umu Udoka thing. You have families out there. You got kids. People have affairs. It happens. It's going to continue to happen till the lights come off, turn off on this earth. But the fact that you think twice about your kids have to go through this, or your
Yeah.
family members, like that thing really like. Do you really think that you just going to go up here and act a fool? If they were single, that's a little bit different. But the fact that they got families is something that it makes them very selfish in that point of. You know what I mean? If they didn't have any children and stuff like that's one thing, but to do it like that, and then no one wants to be embarrassed. It's enough that your relationship didn't work. Now everybody know. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody know what's going on. You can't go to the barber shop. You can't go to the church. You can't go nowhere without people whispering and kicking behind your back. And so my thing is, don't make a fool of me on social media, on the news and stuff like that. You do what you do, and do what you do by your you know what I mean, whatever. But the fact that they like you said, the daughter didn't spend time with them, we don't know why, but
Maybe
they
she's
say that could be a possibility, because you have to go to school, and I'm sure they kids probably bragged about who their parents are, who don't brag about their parents. Or my mother's on Good Morning America. And everybody see that she's sleeping around with this dude. You know what I mean? So it's a
Yeah.
sad situation. So that's all I got to say.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Takesha, no, I didn't hear about that. But you know what? The thing is, when somebody passed, they always want to come up with these conspiracy theories and all of this. I don't know these people personally, but to me, him and his wife seems like the happiest couple together. I can't picture her cheating on him. I felt like those two were truly in love. I feel like she is heartbroken right now. And I do know that forensics and the police, they can kind of tell when someone has done something to themselves versus someone else doing it to them. So it would literally have to have been someone that say, listen, take the thing, the pow, and do it to yourself, or I'm going to do it to you. I don't know, but I didn't hear those rumors, but yeah, people
Wait,
do
Diva,
go crazy.
are they talking about Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I just refuse to believe that. I refuse to
No.
believe
right.
anything negative. that people are putting out here, because honestly, I just want him to rest in peace, and I don't want his wife or his children to have to think on or see anything negative,
Right.
that people may put out here, may it be true or not. I just feel like that was such a sad situation. And for somebody who spread so much love and positivity and joy to the world, I just feel like that's the least he deserves, is the respect to be honored the way that he presented himself to all of us, which was love, peace, and happiness. I'm sorry, I just
Yeah.
had to put that out there.
No, no, that's fine. That's fine. Because that's kind of the way I feel. And I think it's a tragedy that people, want to start, placing all of these other things out there. Remember was it Miss America? Or who was she when she jumped off the building? Her mother had to come out and say, listen, please, people, stop with these conspiracies. My daughter did it.
Mhm.
Um,
Had
and
mental health issues and
and
stuff.
she had mental health issues, and her mother wanted to just put it to rest so people could stop. So, but I haven't heard anything. But yeah, it's just very sad. So, thanks, Chef Kev, on your thoughts on Amy and TJ. And yes, I think a lot of times is people don't think about the kids. And I also think when it comes to marriages, a lot of people now, they just give up so easily, right? Nothing is going to be perfect. You have to work on your marriage. And yes, you will see, oh my God, Smoke, I'm going to kill you with this Nene picture. Smoke, you threw me off with that, but I'm coming to you, Smoke.
Oh, because Diva, I wanted to say earlier in the comments when Nene tried to get on, I think it was I can't remember what news station it was, but try to squeeze them tears out her eyes and ain't nothing come out. And she'll be the first one to drag somebody about trying to squeeze some tears out of their eyes and fake crying. Girl,
That
get somewhere
part.
and sit down and take your punishment.
That part, that part. So but I think people give up too easily on their relationships now. And I think that social media has just given easy access for people to connect with somebody else. And I also think, and listen, everybody has their responsibility. The two people that said I do to each other have their responsibility to each other. But I really feel like this. I feel like as a female, if a man approaches you and he's married, send him back to his wife. You can't get my number. You can't buy me a cup of coffee. I don't need the donut from you. No, you can't take me to lunch. And no, we cannot be friends. I'm good. I'm not talking to nobody else's husband. Point blank and a period. And no, yes, he does have his own responsibility. No, it's not my responsibility, but I'm good. I do not want nobody else's man. Smoke, let me come to you really quickly. What do you want to say about any of the topics? We're about to pull the train into the station and get off our last stop. But yes, what do you want to say here?
Well, since my sparring partner is here, I'm just gonna go for it. So let's bring up Nene Lanithia Leaks
That's her full government name.
and her foolery and how she is so Bravo is so nasty and so racist and so prejudiced, and Andy Cohen is this, that, and the third, while she sat up there season after season, old face, new cheek, new jawline, new eyebrow, new fillers,
Mm.
whatever she was giving. She sat up there and kiki ha ha shaded all the girls. And listen, all the girls do that, but she was that girl and was getting top dollar. Now, as soon as she's no longer the golden goose and she's not bringing in the ratings like she used to on Bravo, and they're ready to dismiss her, now she wants to air out her grievances. I'm sorry. I don't see it for Lanithia. I think she's funny and she's great for TV, but I think she should have played the long game when she first got on this platform. It should have seen it like should have been her launching off. Because
Mhm.
honestly, once she was in season 5, when she was doing Glee and the New Normal, she should have been networking, making relationships with other networks and companies and people in entertainment, so that, let's say, if things ever did go sour or if she ever wanted to leave Bravo, she would have somewhere else to go. Hell, she could have even been on BET, but no. She was getting her good Bravo check. All was good. Fire Cynthia, fire Phaedra, fire Portia, fire everybody else until it swung back and aimed at her.
Mm.
So I just find it interesting. I mean, of course, she's gonna have a moment where she's gonna grovel, and I could just see it now. Oh, that's me. Sorry. Hold on.
Uh-oh. I
Am I
think
like
she
echoing?
was trying to do all that, but I think she ruined relationships outside of Bravo. Is that what that's what I heard? That she was just kind of rude on the set of the movies or on that
On the new normal
That's
that
and
not
one
true.
Glee.
show.
That's not true. She had a very stellar reputation for not being in any kind of negative way on set. She was not negative, and
Curve.
she answered questions. She
You
was not
talking about
negative.
me?
That's
Nene,
what. Yeah,
she
yeah.
had
She's
like
talking about
she
Nene
did not
Robin.
have a
You're right.
She
reputation.
can't be. She can't be.
She did not have a reputation on set of being like a diva or anything when she was on Glee or anything.
Diva, I got this one. Okay, she made. Let's say
Come on, Kurt.
she didn't have an attitude on Glee, but do you think it's smart for her to try to spar with the likes of Whoopi Goldberg, Raven Simone, and Joy Behar on The View on ABC? Was that a smart move for her in her career?
Oh, that
When
was
did she?
bad.
When did
Okay,
she?
what happened to that?
All the
She
things
went
I'm
on The
talking about are
View.
about RHOA. I didn't see her on The View. What
No.
happened there?
Oh
That was
no,
pretty bad.
it was during it was during like she was doing, I guess, Cinderella, and like she was just then she was showing, I guess, showing her house, but like her attitude the whole time, it was just stank and nasty for no reason. And it's
Yeah.
just like, sis, these
So
women
is
have a lot
was
more skin in the game and more pull than you, and they can talk to people higher than Andy Cohen and his bosses to make sure you don't get booked for anything
there
at
have been a
all.
lot of awkward interviews on The View. I'm not going to make that Nene exclusive.
That was
Sweet
that was
smoke.
7 to 8 years
But
ago.
but then after
But
that, she
what
went
about
on
that
Watch What
fashion
Happens.
show? She was on a fashion show with Ryan Murphy or one of them those popular actors. They was on a like on E. They were on a fashion
Oh,
show and
the red carpet one, the red carpet shows. Is that what you're talking
yeah,
about?
it was called like fashion something. I can't remember, but supposedly, they didn't like her on that she was being super something, but it was a
Yeah, but
while ago, so I don't remember.
after that View interview, she went on Watch What Happens Live and was like, "Oh, those women were so shady. They were so
Right.
rude."
She
Yeah, so
said
that
they
was
were
pretty
rude
bad.
to her. So
Yeah,
No,
she
Kurz,
did.
She did.
Kurz,
Okay,
if you watch the interview,
hold,
she was rude
hold
to
on
them
one second,
too.
guys. So hold on one second, guys.
she was reciprocating the energy she was given.
No, no.
I got something to say about TJ and Amy.
Okay, yes. Hold on one second. Nene did go hard with Joy and Whoopi. She was nasty. That's from Deborah, not from me. Okay. So who hold on, who wants to say something about Amy and TJ?
Robin.
Go ahead,
I
Robin.
will.
Okay, give me a
After
second. Let me go
Robin.
to Robin, then I'll come. Yes, go ahead.
You know
Go ahead,
who
Robin.
should really be fired? You know who should really be fired?
Who?
Kim Godwin,
Ooh.
president of ABC News.
Oh.
She needs to be fired because
How come?
she is a poor manager. She makes poor public decisions. She she did the thing with the Whoopi Goldberg, how she put her
suspended
on
her.
suspension. Yeah, but then took it back because some people made sense to her because the whole notion of whether or not being Jewish is a race is a whole big kerfuffle. Then this thing with TJ and Amy. She said publicly they didn't violate policy, and then the next 2 days later, she put them on suspension. I think that she's been the things that have been most important or bigger and in the public eye is where she has failed, so she should be fired. And the only reason that this has become a distraction is because it was in the news, coupled with Kim Godwin backtracking on her decision. And the third thing I will say, and final, is that TJ and Amy probably should have had a chat with Joe and Mika to figure out how they skirted these kinds of issues, how each of them started their affair, then they got divorced at the same time, and now they're married.
Who is Joe and Mika?
Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski. They're on MSNBC. They co-host Morning Joe.
But they weren't married.
It's a great show. It's a great
They
show.
weren't married to other people.
Yeah, they're
Yes,
great.
they were. Yes, they were. Joe's wife was Joe's second. Let me finish. Joe's second wife. He was married to his second wife, Susan. And Mika was married to a local New York City reporter on ABC, Jim Hoffer, investigative reporter. They were both married. And I knew that they were having that affair with him taking her to Susan's hairdresser. That's a whole other story. Yeah.
And look at
They-
them.
Okay, so
They're
yes,
happy.
so hold on one second, guys. The show was called Fashion Police. So
I
listen,
remember about Fashion
Tiffany,
Police.
I'm coming to you. I know you want to say something about Amy and TJ. Then we're about to wrap this up. Listen, we all got to agree on this. You reap what you sow. And at the end of the day, in the very early stages, when Nene was raking in the cash, when she was the rich bee, when she was the head HIBC on RHOA, she pushed around her weight. She threw around the fact that, she was in Andy's ear. And let's be clear, guys. If you count up the number of times that Nene was on Watch What Happens Live with Andy, make it make sense. Make it make sense. And then you want to turn around. Once the checks are not coming in your favor, all of a sudden you want to tell us about everything that's going on out loud. But before that, you was cool because you was raking in the dough.
You have to tell the whole story, Diva.
Uh-oh.
Nene's own mouth. She said for years behind the scenes, she stood forward, went to HR, talked to the people they told her to talk to behind the scenes. You got to tell the whole story. You can't pretend like it's all just this last part. From her own mouth, she said that she has made it known to them for years.
And still collected the check. She still collected the check. She still collected the check.
You guys act like you don't want no money. You guys act like that woman keeping a dossier the way the lawyers tell you to do when you're in that type of situation at a job. They tell you keep your job and keep a journal. So you're saying that because she went to the people and they said they didn't do anything about it, that she should have picked up her sand and left the sandbox instead of making
and can I explain this, Diva?
No,
yes.
That's what you would have done. You didn't want the lifestyle she had.
Here's
but
my
that
thing.
time she had the house built and everything. She doesn't have to do what you do, though, is the point.
But Curves, here's my thing with Nene. At her height, when RHOA was bringing in 5, 6 million, 7 million viewers every Sunday night, she could have, her leaving would have been a big step forward. And I guarantee you other networks would have welcomed her with a red carpet and she could have started anew and collected not what she was making at Bravo, but probably more. But since she did not want to do that, she was stuck. Being Andy's
to work it out where she
how's she working? How's she working? Curtis, hold on. Curtis, how's she trying to work it out where she's trying to get her fellow co-stars to get off the show? Fire Cynthia, she's boring.
You gotta tell the whole truth on that too, you guys keep acting like she had some type of power to actually fire these hoes.
Doesn't matter. She advocated to lose her check. Curves.
She got asked a question. Is Cynthia good for the show?
Curves.
And she would answer a question, and you guys act like she's walking around saying, "Fire Cynthia, fire her."
Hold on, guys. I'm pulling the emergency brake on the train. The train is shaking.
So, hold on at it all day, you guys.
Let me just throw this in there, Curves. Let me just throw this in there. I hear what you're saying. You're saying that, from the beginning she was saying this. But how come? Let me ask you this, Curve. How come she only got loud? She only got loud and let the world know that she was saying this once they didn't give her the contract that she wanted. When she didn't get the contract that she wanted, now all of a sudden it became a national emergency. If she was so invested, hold on, girl, let me just throw this out there and I'm gonna let you speak. If she was so invested in stopping this travesty from happening, why will Mariah from Married to Medicine, who was on the same network, who was on the same network, was crying out saying that they was dirty and doing no wrong? Why didn't Nene go over there and help her fellow sister?
Yep.
and
Maybe
say,
she
you
didn't
know
meet him
what?
because they're not the same
Good
person. They're
job.
two totally different things. Nene did not create RHOA. Mariah created Married to Medicine.
She sure
But they were
did.
both talent.
Oranges and
I'm
apples.
Nene
I'm
did
still
create
mad about
RHOA
that.
though. She
No, she
got
did.
it all
Her
fast.
back, but she did not create it. The creative
Yeah, I'm
idea
still
of
But
it.
mad about
Curves, you were
that.
just saying in our chat that
Nene made
Nene
Bravo.
created RHOA. You said that. You said
Yeah, I did.
her
I had
house.
nails and chalk, girl. Nails
She
and
did.
chalk.
Well, I want to come to Curtis' defense.
Sid.
I initially did not agree with Nene, but Curtis changed my mind because in HR they do tell you to keep a record, write things down, this, that, and the third.
Mm.
And
HR don't
You
tell
need
you
a
that.
10-year record. You
HR
need a
does not
10-year
tell you
record
that.
before they
How
do
long you
something.
did it.
Y'all gonna
but
stop.
Wait,
but no,
Going to
you
say
said
you,
but no,
However
you
you need
said
hold on, guys. So you need a 10-year record, right? And the record, you only gonna bring it out and get louder once they no longer want to give you your $2 million paycheck
well,
and
yes,
all of your
I,
pattern.
time
but let
up
me
on the
but let
show.
me but
Now
let me
you about to
explain.
go
At
scream
her
into the
fingertips.
rooftop.
Well,
Now
no,
you
let me
screaming to the
explain.
rooftop.
Let me explain. People
Yes,
hold
I'm
it
listening.
in. People
Yes.
hold it in, and they will endure to accommodate the lifestyle in which they have become accustomed to. Once, and the reason she may not have come out with Mariah is because there's this crab in the bucket mentality for minority employees, and so she probably was in fear. That's why she was writing it down and hoping that she could ride the wave. I believe she said that. Once she
She was the
realized,
No.
no,
HBIC. She
no,
was the
no, no, no,
HBIC.
no,
She
that
was
was
the
no, that was
queen.
that was a persona she put on with the girl. She didn't play that with the executive. She can be the HBIC with the castmates, but you can't do that with your executive board. I'm
I
talking about
couldn't tell by
exec.
the way she was
But
dancing.
wait just a moment. And then when she didn't get when she was as good as fired, basically, once she didn't get the contract to what you're saying, Diva, when she
Mhm.
didn't get the contract and she was as good as fired, she said to hell with it. Now I'm going to tell everything because I have nothing else to
To
lose.
lose.
Diva, can I say this?
No,
So
Exactly.
she
here's
has
Wait,
my
issues.
hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Go ahead, Smoke.
So here's my thing. If Nene would have gotten the contract that she had wanted after season, I think it was 12, we would not have heard a
You don't
word
know
about
that. You don't
any
know that for sure.
discrimination,
You don't
Amen.
prejudice,
know that
or
for sure.
We
racism.
wouldn't
You
have.
She would
don't
have
know
gotten the
that for
contract
sure.
if she would have gotten the episode she wanted. If she would have got that center peach, Nene would have been as quiet as a church mouse, and we wouldn't even be having this conversation
No,
today.
Hello.
but Smoke,
Imagine.
but wait a minute, even if she
Actually,
was quiet and she didn't say anything, that would not have meant that nothing wrong was going on. Even if she remained
She's taking the
completely,
money from the slave
It doesn't
masters. She's taking
matter.
but
You,
that
money.
doesn't mean
you
that
are
nothing
you
was
crazy.
wrong.
you crazy. All the money that's made in America is made off of slavery and ill-gotten
It
gains.
doesn't
Okay,
matter.
hold
So
on.
you're saying
Hold
so you're saying
on.
people can be
Hold
beside
on.
No.
Hold on 1 second.
sold?
Hold
No.
on.
Leave your
We
paycheck.
go back.
Not
Time
everybody
out.
leave your
Time
paycheck.
out. Time out. The train is shaking again. Here it is. The train is getting derailed and it is shaking. And we're going to pull this train into the station because we're going to have to agree to disagree. Here's the thing, right? I don't want to take us so far off the track that
Yeah.
we start saying what everything was built off of and this and that. She was complacent with the entire situation
Was
until
she
it no longer
Complicit.
served her. When it
Was
started
she?
to no longer serve her, then she took out the book and said,
And
"Oh,
even if that's the
remember
case,
this?
though,
Oh, remember that? Oh, remember this?" And wait a minute.
no,
She claimed in that lawsuit, now this is factual,
she
that
felt
Kim
retaliation
Zolciak,
too.
hold on 1 second, that Kim Zolciak, right, was a part of the problem. But yet, every time she was on Watch What Happens Live, who did she want back? Who was she in love with? Who name did she call? Where's Lisa Wu?
Kim.
Let me text Lisa Wu. Lisa Wu said she ain't called my name. She called Kim. Kim Zolciak, the one who she claimed was part of the racist, toxic environment that made it horrible for her over there at Bravo. Now, listen, let me say this to you. I can get with she needed some documentation. But I ain't going to get where she needed 10 years of documentations. That is just too much. I can get where she has some problems. But you're going to be in your boss's face, kikiing and hi and saying,
Yeah,
fire your sister?
yeah.
fire your
No,
sister?
but answering
Well,
questions. Say it
those
right. She was
people.
answering questions. You guys are
To
trying to
be
Here's the thing,
gaslight
honest,
though.
people.
If
You
she
got to
really,
say it
if
right.
she
You
really
should
had
say
those
that she
issues,
answered questions that said, yeah, go ahead and fire that person. It was a question that she answered. You guys are acting like she had a full-on campaign to have these people fired when she
also,
answered
Her, she
questions.
went
She
on a
wasn't
hers,
also,
hers.
let's be
if
honest
she,
about it. Also, let's be honest about it. The people who she was saying needed to go, they did. They
They
were
did.
boring.
They did,
They
and they
were.
still do.
So yeah, I was with her on that, and I'm still with her.
But
Candy
yeah,
needs to go. She's very boring.
Candy is
Cynthia, I
boring.
don't know why they bringing her back to be even more boring or to find
Boring.
another husband. Like,
To talk about her
Boring.
divorce.
And then everybody
Sloppy.
always acts like, oh, they say, oh, Nene was so evil. She was so this. She's just like the rest. Not one does more, not one does less. She
That's
just
true.
did it better.
No,
You
she done
guys
done a
need
little
to
bit
get
more though. She done done a little bit more. I mean, she done done a little bit more now.
She did better.
she ain't done more than Beverly Hills. She ain't done no more than
Mims.
She
Beverly
didn't go
Hills.
get a fake husband. She didn't go get a fake husband.
Rent a
She didn't get a
husband.
rent a
Rent a
boyfriend.
husband.
She didn't
Wait,
go
hold
get
on.
she didn't go bring no Mama Joyce to carry her
Time
She
out.
storyline.
walked
Time
into a
out.
union.
Wait,
She
hold on.
walked
Hold
Better
on,
than
you guys.
Kenya.
Hold on. The
Rent a
conductor
husband.
is speaking. Hold on. The conductor is speaking. Did we lose Mims? I was going to tell Mims to speak, but I think we lost Mims. But hold on. They're saying she made Bravo. I need y'all to calm down with that. I'm going to give her credit where credit is due. But she made Bravo. I think it's
what?
Yeah,
too
she
much.
did.
Diva,
Too
diva,
much.
diva.
Maybe she made RHOA back when RHOA was in its heydays, but
Oh,
she
she
made
made Bravo.
Bravo.
No, but no,
Yeah,
diva.
Bravo
she
was
made
still
She
Bravo.
made
consistency was out
Bravo.
Oh
her.
yeah, she
It
made
might
Diva,
Bravo.
be.
diva.
It
I will
might
make the argument that she did make Bravo because
Her and Vicky.
no,
Her and
no.
Vicky.
I will say for us, Black people or people of color, we were not tuning into
Watching
Bravo
it.
like
We
that
watched. We
until
wasn't.
Nene and the Housewives. So
Yeah.
I'm willing to say that she did help to grow Bravo to where it is now.
Yeah, her
She
and
did
Vicky.
because I started off watching Atlanta and then I started watching Orange County, New York, New
I
Jersey. I
started
started
with
off
Orange.
watching
Orange County was
Atlanta.
I
first.
started with Orange
I
County.
know,
I'm
but I
an
didn't
OG.
start watching it until
Yeah.
after I started watching Atlanta. That's
Oh,
what hooked me. And
So
first of all,
nobody
I'm all
watched
for Nene.
Bravo until Nene came on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Are we being for real right now?
Yeah,
I
she
say
was
She
on
did
the
that.
right
that.
path.
She did
Before
that,
that,
but they
Diva?
fired Vicky too. Vicky's the old OG.
Right, she's
Vicky.
an
That's not
old
low.
OG.
And they got rid of her and Tamara too. Now they
And they
finally
brought
coming
her
back.
back.
can I say something about all these firings? Let's be clear.
Yes.
They meaning whoever does the production has all of the viewers convinced that they're supposed to be on these shows in perpetuity. The truth of the matter is, this Nene was offered a contract where she had less time and less money. Vicky's contract was not renewed. These people don't. It's fired in our eyes, but let's be clear, they're not really fired. The last person got fired at any point during the season is from one of those shows in California that I don't watch. Right?
Kelly
Didn't they
Dodd, I
fire?
think. Was it Kelly Dodd?
I don't know how to watch them. I stopped them. They're too racist.
Mellencamp.
I don't know, but I believe that there was
No,
one
it was
person
Kelly Dodd.
that got fired, but they don't get fired. And the fact that we as viewers look at especially a reality show and expect the people on it to be there forever, it's unrealistic. And we talk about this one's boring. Well, there was a time when Candy wasn't boring, in my opinion.
When?
Did I just say in my opinion?
Yeah, but I would still love to know the
When
timeline.
she was going off on Nene, that like
Okay, so
Yeah,
okay,
that
I don't care.
hold
I'll
on,
watch
guys,
it.
hold
She
on, guys,
always been boring.
We're gonna wrap up. The train
That
has
first
derailed yet
wait,
again.
Diva, it was my turn to talk about TJ Holmes.
Okay, well, you talk about TJ Holmes. Go ahead. Yes.
Okay, TJ Holmes. But first, I think it was Robin that was talking last. She said fire Kim. Now, why are we gonna fire
Did I
Kim?
say
She
that?
was doing. I
Yeah,
don't
you
know who
did.
it
You
was.
gotta
You did.
stay on
Wait, hold
track.
on. Hold on, guys. Let Tiffany speak. Yes, you did. You
Godwin.
said
Why,
fire Kim
why are we
from
gonna
HR.
fire
Go ahead.
Kim? She was doing damage control once it got all out in the media. We're not gonna fire Kim for just spouting things off because she don't know what to say to make things better while these two fools and idiots are out in the streets frolicking around. I mean, people do it all the time, right?
Correction.
Celebrities, we always hear about celebrities splitting. Why didn't they just both go separate from their spouses?
Wait, come on.
Separate from their
Come on.
spouses,
Let her speak.
make
Go
it
ahead.
public, and then go frolic around. But no, they just did it disrespectful. So I hope both of them, I hope they both suffer for what they did to their families. Okay. And
But what
for
if they
being
get a
arrogant
job?
and frolicking around.
How many domestic DV
Bobby Brown.
Hold
perpetrators
on, guys.
lose their
Wait, we're
job?
talking about Bobby Brown.
Hold on, Robin. Let her finish. Go ahead, finish, Tiffany.
Oh, what was Robin saying? Oh no, I was just saying they're both trash. You know, they should have went public with their separations, filed for divorce, and then come along with their love. But now they're just being disrespectful. TJ Holmes, black behind, is being disrespectful to his black wife. That woman is being disrespectful to her husband. I don't care. I mean, you know, and so they're just trash. Now back to Nene.
Mhm.
I like Nene, so I agree with hers to a certain. I want to see Nene back on the screen, but I want to ask Curves a question. How did you feel when Nene compared herself to Brianna? Mm. You know who Brianna is?
Okay, that
Kentucky.
was that after she got off the show and it wasn't aired. When did she compare herself to Breonna Taylor?
Oh, she went on something and was like, she feels like she's being treated like Brianna Taylor by Bravo.
She
Remember?
did.
Don't nobody remember that she
I
compared
remember
herself
that.
to her?
She did say that.
All right, y'all.
I didn't
She
hear
did. She
say
did.
that. I have
So
no idea what
one second, guys.
context she would even said that in. She's alive. She's
Yeah,
not.
no, she's a mess, but she was taking it too far because she was in her emotions because she wasn't getting her way. And she got her way for 10 plus years on RHOA. And so when she
But
was no longer getting her way, she was
she get
all
her
up in
way?
her bag of feelings. When you getting a
Plus,
$2.5 million paycheck, yeah, she was getting her way. But hold
no,
on one
that's not
second,
her
Curve.
way because she was
Men,
worth more.
men,
Plus,
men.
real quick,
Okay,
I
hold
wasn't
on, Curve.
real
Hold
quick.
on. So Curves, why
Hold on,
weren't you
Curve.
this heated? Why weren't you this heated a minute ago when she asked you a direct question about Nene comparing herself to Breonna Taylor?
Because I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that, so I don't
Okay,
know
well,
the context to why she
it's
would
a
have said
fact.
that.
She did,
I
in
don't
the
know.
sense
I don't
that
know
she
the
was a
context of why
martyr.
she would have said that. That's ridiculous. She's
Oh.
alive
Well, go
and
look it
Brianna is
up.
no longer with us.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
said
okay.
it's
So go ahead,
ridiculous,
men.
man.
Men's, go ahead, chime in.
I really do feel like Nene was the GOAT on RHOA, and that
Yes.
show was her to make or lose. And she lost a large percentage of
moved
the
wrong.
audience once she started making the money and she felt like she was too good for the show. I
Come
think
on.
her exact quote was, I turned down many jobs. And now, 6 years later, the well has dried up. And I think that what a lot of people don't realize,
That's that
if you
man.
really like dive deep, Nene is a central part of RHOA. If you take her outside of that ensemble cast, she's not that big of a draw. Similar to Phaedra. Everybody wants Phaedra back, but Phaedra was given two opportunities, Ultimate Girls Trip and Housewives of Dubai, and they promoted the hell out of her for Dubai. And that particular episode that she was on was the lowest rated of their entire season of a low rated show.
Dubai
So
is new.
Hold on,
Dubai
guys.
is
I don't
Let
think
new.
that
men,
was
well,
her
hold on,
fault.
that's
guys.
it's
Please
not about it
let
being
men
new.
speak.
It's
Hold
about
on. Go
Phaedra.
ahead.
It's not about it being new or not. It's about Phaedra being given an opportunity to show us what she has. And outside of RHOA, she's not that big of a draw, similar to Nene. Now, what production really did to help Nene along was Nene was throwing tantrums years ahead. It came to a head when she closed that laptop that season that they were filming remotely, right? But Claudia let us know Nene was stopping scenes way back when Claudia was there, going off, calling people female dogs. You saw a little bit of what Nene gave production during Pillow Talk when she went off and they broke the fourth wall. And she, wait, who's laughing?
Everybody.
Yeah, well, no, go
I'm
ahead.
just
No,
being
no.
honest.
Wait,
You,
where
Wait,
about
hold on, guys. Wait,
when she fought the
time out.
producer?
Wait, time out, everybody. Let's hear the facts that are being dropped here by
I
men.
was dropping facts
They,
too.
hold on,
She
hold
didn't
on,
want
hold
to
on one
hear them.
second, guys. Hold
I
on one
didn't even
second, guys.
finish. I'm
Well,
gonna
wait,
drop
let
out.
him
I'll
finish.
see you guys
Let him
later.
finish.
Concur.
wait,
Okay,
no,
let him
Curves,
finish.
you know we're just playing with you,
Yeah,
Curves. We love you,
yeah, we
Curves.
do. But let him finish. Let him finish. Drop it. His facts. Everybody, this is men's. Make it make sense. He has a channel. Drop the facts, men's. I'm listening. I'm close
So
here. Listen, wait. The train has made a good stop and picked up a great passenger. Okay, we got men on the train. Let's hear these facts. Continue.
All I'm saying that as it involves Nene, she was kind of handheld because she was a big star. At the
Mm-hmm.
point where you're making more than anybody else across any franchise, the
Mm-hmm.
expectation is that you are going to deliver every episode. What she
Mm-hmm.
was doing was walking out of scenes, refusing to film,
Mm.
leaving early,
That
closing
was good
laptops,
TV. Good
and
TV.
Hold
production.
on, guys. Hold on, guys.
Well,
Let's hear the facts. Go ahead.
no, good TV is making her stay with that ensemble cast where she's uncomfortable, where she goes off and does whatever. If she
They was
literally leaves
bullying
the
her.
scene and halts production for hours, she's actually costing them money and she's not giving them what they want. That's why the last season she was there, they were able to take her out of multiple episodes because she really wasn't delivering at the rate that she was being paid. So she
Oh,
was mad about
you
that.
mean
And
while her
that's why.
husband was dying of cancer, she wasn't performing the
Boom.
same? Okay, go ahead.
Boom.
Well, no, she wasn't performing the same prior to that. They just were allowing her to do it. You saw how she acted at Pillow Talk, right? You saw at the end of Pillow Talk where she was screaming, going through production's hotel room, chasing Kenya. That is what they weren't showing you behind the scenes with Nene because Nene was a cash cow and they chose to protect her. As soon as they stopped protecting her, like you act like I'm not concerned about what she went through with Greg. My heart went out to her with what she went
No,
through
no,
with
that's not.
Greg.
No, none of that is my. What I'm. That's not my.
Okay, so hold on one second, everybody. Hold on one second, miss. Can we put in the chat hashtag memes? Drop the facts. Go ahead. I'm listening.
No, I mean, so that I just, when people, I don't like, it really bothers me when people say that they go through something and it's racial and then they want everybody to boycott. But when it was going on before, it was fine. When they talked
We
about
didn't even start
Mariah,
the boycott. You guys keep blaming that on her too. She didn't even start the freaking boycott. She
the
didn't.
boycott of Bravo, she definitely went with it.
She didn't start the petition and she didn't start the boycott. But go ahead, gaslight the people some more.
Well, ma'am,
Oh, no,
ma'am,
no,
can
no,
you
no.
talk about
I don't
ma'am?
gaslight. This is
Ma'am,
front
can you talk
pedaling.
about the when she beat up the producer and knocked out his tooth?
Well, she
Now, I
told
will
him not to
say
go in
you
her
you should not
closet
be
now.
going in somebody's closet if they say don't go in my
Yeah, don't
closet.
do
No,
Hold
that.
while
on. No,
filming.
listen, time out. Let me tell you about the closet scene and why it happened. The closet scene happened is because Nene always she hated on others. We gotta keep facts here. Now I will give y'all. Did she build up
They
RHOA?
all hate on
Yeah.
each
Wait.
other.
Hold on. Let me say this. Did she build up
Especially
RHOA?
Kenya.
Yes, she did. But she was hating on everybody else, and she said, I forgot who closet it was that season. She said, my closet is better.
Tanya, Tanya,
Kenya Moore's closet. She
Tanya,
said, mine is better. So
Tanya.
therefore,
It
when we got
was.
the
Those aren't mildew.
opportunity to be in your room, you said yours was better. Nobody else said that. That came out of your mouth. So here we are in your house, in your room, and we can't
Doesn't
go
mean I
in
have to
your
show it to
closet
you. Doesn't no, you can't go in. Because I
Yeah,
said
she
you
said
can't
because
go
it
because
was
in.
you
Now
put your
what?
dirty.
Now
She
what?
said
If you
because it
go
was
in, I'm pulling
dirty.
you out by your shirt. Go ahead, try it.
Oh,
Go.
but you put
Candy
your
thought she
hands.
was
Wait,
playing.
hold on
Candy
one
said she
second,
thought she was
Tiffany.
playing.
Tiffany, give me 1 second. But you putting your hands on people, and for 15 seasons in a row, you wanted to say Portia needed to go to anger management therapy,
Portia
this
did
and
need
that,
anger management.
because of what she did with Kenya that season. But here you are in the closet, and you ripping
That
clothes or
man shouldn't
whatever.
have went in her
And
closet.
Portia even said, because wasn't Portia pregnant with PJ at the time? Even Portia said some more stuff went down, but she's not going to
And
say what
did you
really
know
went
those
happened
ladies
because she
actually
didn't want to get
apologized
people
for
in
going in her
trouble.
closet? Those ladies actually apologized for going in her closet
She
because they
said because it was
recognized
dirty.
that they shouldn't have went in there because she said don't go in there. So
Well,
now
how's your closet going to be dirty, but it's better than Kenya Moore?
because closets get dirty.
Oh, because
But
Well, I
but
mean,
they
just
were
on a
filming in
side
her
note,
And she
room.
doesn't
They
on
were
a,
agree
Yeah,
filming
it
in
was
her
with
room.
Candy
on
as
and
a
far
quick
as
side note,
you guys
Portia
yeah.
was in a closet with R. Kelly. Just FYI.
oh God.
she
So
did not
listen,
compare herself to
listen,
Breonna
y'all
Taylor.
giving me
Her thing,
emotional.
you guys are so too much. She did not compare herself to Breonna Taylor. Shit says they're always manipulating black women to say negative things about each other whilst they sit and enjoy us tearing each other down. Remember hashtag Black Lives Matter. Remember hashtag Breonna Taylor. Remember the most racist networks. That's all she said. She didn't say, I'm Breonna Taylor. You guys are what?
Okay, so
Wait,
Kurt,
Kurt, she might have
wait,
compared
hold on
herself
one
to
second,
George
Tiffany.
Floyd, if I
Kurt,
can recall.
let me say this, Kurt, right. Hashtag
I haven't said
anything.
anything. I
Wait,
haven't said
Kurt. Hashtag anything she wanted to say about black women, but she had no problem talking about all the black women that she was part of the cast with, saying fire, 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 fire. So
They
she had
needed
no
to be
they
problem
fired.
said it about
cutting
each
down,
other.
getting ready
She
to take the
answered
check,
questions.
trying to take a check from her black sister.
She wasn't
Listen,
trying to take it.
here's the thing, Curve. They can
She
ask
said
me
they
a
need to
question.
earn it.
They
She
can ask
wasn't
me a
trying to take nothing. She said they need to earn it.
Curve. They can ask me a question about you all day long. I'ma say that's my sister.
Well, if I'm boring as hell on a show that you need ratings on and you need to get me fired, you should say that.
I'm
Curves,
not
hold on,
getting
really,
down
really,
like
really
that.
quickly. I think what Diva is trying to say, Curves, is
I hear what
she
she's
tried
saying.
to get. She
I don't
tried
need
to
a
get.
diva translator. I hear everything she's saying. Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say it anyway.
Yeah.
Come on, Mims. You better stand up for
I
yourself.
think what she's trying
Well,
to
I
say
just didn't
is.
even get to finish what I was saying, and you guys all got to finish your
You're
points.
talking over
And
everybody.
I'm just like, yeah, but keep on talking to me. Keep on, correct me, but I'm not corrected.
I'm not correcting you. I'm just saying I understand the correlation of what she's saying as it stands with saying that Cynthia should be fired, but the person who you claim gave you the worst work environment, racism, hostile, you continuously say she's great for the show. So are you saying that her racism is good for the show and Cynthia's boringness should be, she should be fired because of it? That's what I think Diva's trying to say. Does that make any sense though?
Well, you're the one that makes it make sense. Make it.
I just did.
You know what? You know what?
I'm a
We
little
gonna
on
have
there
to pull
tonight,
this
guys.
train into the last stop. Once again, it has got derailed. Robin, you were supposed to help me get the train on the tracks. The train went off the track. I think some people have jumped ship.
I could not get heard.
Oh,
Robin was talking, Diva. Robin was talking. trying
Diva,
to
is
keep
it
us-
always like this on your
I
channel?
know the feeling.
listen, we try our best over here. Wait, let me tell you something. This is a situation. Yeah, that's right. Come on, Lizzie. Stop the train. Stop the train. And everybody is getting off. They said let Curves talk, y'all. Okay. G Mom, you feeling like we are shutting Curves down? Curves, what do you want to say?
Too late now. She's in her feelings.
Well, Curse, I just want to say I love Toothless Nene. She was my absolute favorite.
Not Toothless Nene. We love you too. But Mims, you ain't right. She's not toothless. She swallowed them.
Oh.
Sheree said it, not me.
Toothless and jobless. But anywho,
Listen, I'm the one who said let's give her grace. So I'm not disagreeing with Kurz, but I'm saying Nene did a little bit too much. That's it. I'm the one who's saying I want to see her back on the TV. That's what I said.
You and Curtis.
So did I.
listen. 60 seconds. We're closing out. The train is coming into the last stop and we're done. Literally 60 seconds.
We got you.
60 seconds. What do you want to say?
I missed one live and y'all just act a complete fool. What's wrong with y'all? Get it together. Nah, but tonight was good. Everybody made some very good, valid points, and I just want us to remember, these people don't give a F about us and we could care less about them. We're just here to have fun. And, Curves, I hope that Nene can one day, get it together and come back to Atlanta so that we can love on her some more
We need
and
a
be
new
friends
shot.
again. I love y'all.
Love you
you
back,
too.
Moyer. Love you back. Choo choo. We're pulling in the station. Ma'am, 60 seconds.
To be honest, I would love to see Nene back on the show in some capacity. Actually, I really like season 10. That cast to me was really good. They were all activated the entire season, and that included Nene. I like seeing Nene and Kenya get along. I did not like the scenes where, I don't think that Kenya with the whole belly and the buffalo, you having a buffalo thing. I don't think it was that serious. She was putting 20 on 10, and I don't think that Nene should have spit at the girl. I think it got too toxic. But let them all come back now. Most of them need a job, minus Portia, who is with Fallon's husband and living the high life.
Living the high life, okay?
No, they say he broke.
But
They
listen,
say he broke.
well, they doing broke well if he is broke. 2 weddings, that fabulous house, a Bentley, they're doing broke well. But let me just say this. When you told your boss racist, I think it's very little chance that you can get back in the building. But that's me. Curve, 60 seconds.
So at least in California, when you do take stuff to HR, there's a retaliation law that they're not supposed to be able to retaliate against your ass for bringing up the stuff that happened while you were there. And that happened to Nene. She said it and we witnessed it. She said they stopped her from getting other bags. People are like, go get another bag, Nene. Go get another bag. Well, they stopped her other bags too. Okay. They called when she was supposed to have the radio show. Andy called and said she'll want too much money. And so they didn't go with her. So all kinds of stuff has been happening, but you keep going ahead and acting like the lady that made Real Housewives of Atlanta, gaslit and asked for people to be fired, and then all the other stuff. Then she compared herself to Breonna Taylor. Y'all see you. I'm having all I know is that, yeah, okay. I didn't even get my points out, but yay, Nene.
Okay. Smoke.
Yes.
60 seconds.
First of all, I love me some curves. We this is the first time we've disagreed in a long time, but I'll agree the same thing. Mims was saying, like, honestly, I miss Nene from like the beginning. I miss that Nene. That Nene was fun. She was entertaining, and she was the show. I hope that if she's not back on Bravo, she gets through to another network and she's a part of another ensemble that way. But bless her heart, her and taking another, not keeping her legs close to married men because she took someone's husband.
Not bless her heart.
Yes, bless her heart, but also for Amy and TJ, the same way you get them is the same way you lose them. So I hope the honeymoon phase for them does not end, because when it does, their true colors are gonna come out and they're gonna like tear each other apart.
They look like they only do missionary.
Hold on 1 second. Trent, thank you for the super chat. Sorry late again, but remember Nene admitted Kim and Papa called Sweetie their Black B prior to taping, but she didn't get upset about it until Kim reminded her she was a foot.
at the news station in Atlanta with her Louboutins on, being an intern with a desk in a corner with a stapler.
I remember that episode. Oh my God, that was RHOA history.
Thank you for that, Trent. I needed you on the train because obviously, no one wants to deal with the facts. Okay, but Trent, you saved me. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Trent. Yes. Okay. What about that?
All the things I said were facts.
Emmanuel. 60 seconds.
Okay. # bring back Phaedra, bring back Portia, and bring back Nene.
On their own.
That's all I need. Thank you.
Thank you, Emmanuel. But when you call your boss racist, you sue your bosses who are connected to NBC, ABC, Disney, everything out there. Where are you supposed to get a job at?
LeBron. Maybe he'll forgive her.
Bring her back for what? But okay, I appreciate you, Emmanuel. Thank you. Paige, thank you for the super chat. Carlos needs to do a Love and Marriage Atlanta with Nene and Portia when he gets the coins. But I bet you that they'll fall out too. But anywho,
Nene doesn't mess with Carlos King.
That's what I said.
She don't mess with him. So see, that's what I'm saying. I can't. Tiffany, 60 seconds. 60 seconds, Tiffany.
Okay. # we love Nene. # what did she say? I ain't sweetie. You ain't gonna treat me like no slave. I ain't no slave. I'm not sweetie. Does anybody remember that scene? I don't know if I did it right or not.
I remember that scene. But according to her, Tiffany, that's how she's getting treated.
Well, she didn't almost beat up Kim on the bus, on the tour bus, season whatever. I don't know. I love Nene. I want her back. I'm the first one who said before Curves even came on, I was like, yes, let's give her a grace. Because it's been years.
Yeah.
Does she not deserve forgiveness and to, revamp herself, or, you know what I'm saying?
She deserves
and come back
another
humble.
job.
She lost her husband.
She deserves
She's been away. Huh?
Yes. Yeah.
deserves to work and
Dr.
earn money.
Love, 60 seconds because I got to go.
Okay.
60 seconds, Dr. Love.
I want to say hashtag just bring Nene back on TV. I don't want her on Real Housewives of Atlanta. No. I want her, Phaedra, Portia, and
Yes.
what is my other girl that's very funny? She get along with Carlos. Oh my goodness. That Candy just fired. She sings
Oh, Tamar.
Tamar Braxton.
Oh.
I want that crew together on a show for that show to be lit.
That would sound like fun.
Yeah,
It would be.
So I've always dreamed of them being together. And one other thing I want to say, I feel like Nene messed up big time messing with a married man. Of all people, she knows better. And that she will how can I say
Yeah, that I
Greg was married.
He was.
Yep.
Well, we didn't get to witness that firsthand on TV, so I don't know.
Ooh.
So, but the thing is, reap what you sow, and not only that, Nene, please leave that man alone. That's what I'm saying. Hashtag leave that broke man alone.
True.
She's in love.
Nene told Peter,
She's in
"Ooh,
love.
get me an African girl."
We pulling in. Robin, 60 seconds.
Good night.
We love you, Robin.
Thank you, Robin. Eve, 60 seconds.
The thing about Nene is that Nene wants grace, but it's hard for her to show it to others. There was an interview that she did. I think the person's name is Larry Reed. And, she was even speaking, she was throwing out subliminals to Candy then. And I was just sitting here thinking about it. And, you have to really, really, really be careful about the jabs you throw out because it's a long way down. And I think that yes, the public can want Nene to return, but the fact of the matter is her cast has been more gracious to her than she's been to them. And so I think it's a wash. I think it's just time to start over and find a new dream. And I want to echo Robin and say good night.
Wait. Her dream is dead. Now her dream is dead, E.
It's just not going to work. I mean, you gave everyone your ass to kiss. And so,
And then she got a BBL.
Well, no, she can go. She can go to the Zeus network. I did see the executive at Zeus. He said that him and Nene could do something, but that was about a year or two ago. But Nene can go to Zeus. She is welcome at the Zeus network.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Not Zeus.
I cannot.
Zeus will accept anybody. Zeus will accept
Hold on
We
one second,
gotta
guys.
go, guys.
No, listen, I'm leaving. Hold on one second, guys. But everybody in the chat, hashtag find a new dream.
Another station. Another.
The train has stopped. Everybody off. I'll see y'all tomorrow when we will get back on the train. But tonight we are done. Okay. I hope we
What's
didn't
the
get too
topic
derailed.
tomorrow? What's the topic
I don't
tomorrow?
even know
So we
yet.
can
I
research.
can't even think about it. Hashtag find a new dream. Listen, okay. Martin Luther King said I had a dream. He wants Nene to find a new dream. Listen, guys, I love y'all. Good night. Goodbye. We're
Good
out.
night, y'all. Bye.
Good night.